Welcome back, Davis Host Podcast. Today is Wednesday, November the 26th, and we're back from the podcast.
We're here. It's Wednesday. Usually we do our podcast on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but because of the holiday, you got Thanksgiving tomorrow, and then you have everything going after that, we figured we could just do everything in just one big old podcast.
Thanksgiving ain't a world holiday, is it?
It's not a world holiday, no. It's mostly an America thing. Even though Canada does have a Thanksgiving, but theirs is like 3 months earlier. Yeah, they have a much earlier Thanksgiving.
Why are they having Thanksgiving? What the fuck's their Thanksgiving about?
I think kind of a similar thing, except different time. There was some killing of somebody. There were indigenous people in Canada, right?
No, most people that are in Canada were French.
I don't know, but they do have their own Thanksgiving in Canada. But outside of North America, I don't think there's a Thanksgiving. No, there isn't. No. Outside of the North America, there is not a thing. There is not a Thanksgiving at all.
Why is Christmas a world holiday? How did that one?
Because Christmas is a religious holiday. Christmas, birth of Christ, and all that. That's a religious holiday. Thanksgiving is not religious.
What the fuck does India celebrate Christmas?
Because there's a lot of Christian Indians.
No. No.
Well, I'm saying in America there is.
No.
Sorry, in America, yeah, there is.
Have you ever met somebody who was a Christian Indian? I have not.
Yeah, I have.
You're lying.
I swear I have.
No, you're lying.
I swear.
You are lying.
I went to school with some of these people.
You are lying.
Okay, fine. Obviously, there's a lot of Hindu Indians, of course. We're talking about Indian with the dot, not an Indian with a feather. I just want to make sure we said it because it was like we're not talking about American Indians. I just want to make sure we were saying exactly what we were supposed to say.
It's not what you were supposed to say. That was
yes. That was what we were. Our mother and our grandfather. He wouldn't say that. He would just call them. He would just use the words. Never mind. No, let's just keep going.
The other thing.
Thanksgiving is this week.
It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow, so we figured we could just do everything in one fell swoop. We're gonna do the recap of all of college football from last week, and then
long podcast.
It's
gonna be a long podcast.
It won't be that long. I'm gonna try to keep it.
OSU, Michigan.
Don't do this.
Dude.
I want to stay within like the 2 hour time frame.
Okay.
I want to stay within that. I don't want to have a 3 hour podcast today. I just don't want to.
I don't know, man.
But the only way that's gonna happen is if you do this to me. So don't do it.
I got nowhere to be today.
So we're gonna do college.
I got nowhere to be tomorrow.
All right. So we're gonna do college football recap from last week. I'm going to hold myself to like 5 games to go any type of in-depth on. Anything else is like a one-sentence type of thing. Mm-hmm. Then we're going to go into a little bit of the ranking stuff from that happened last night because the new rankings came out last night for the college football playoff. And then we'll do the preview of this upcoming week's games, a lot of rivalry games and all of that. And then from there, we'll transition over to the NFL, do the recap of last weekend's games. And then after that, we'll do the picks and stuff for this upcoming weekend's games that start tomorrow during Thanksgiving.
I've never seen the Bengals play on Thanksgiving before.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was surprised when I saw that too because I'm like, that's just not a team that usually plays on Thanksgiving.
This was a great game at the start of the year.
Yeah, no doubt.
This was a great slate of games at the start of the year.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Now the Packers are fucking frauds.
Yeah, but they're still good enough to go and do everything they need to do, so it's still a big game.
Sometimes.
So you're not wrong.
They do sometimes.
Their losses are some of the weirder losses like that any team has experienced this year. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. College football recap from last week. Start with that. Oregon beats USC 42-27. That game, Oregon was the better team from top to bottom. They started the game very quickly, got up ahead, and then it felt like USC could never dig themselves out of the hole because it felt like every time USC would score, Oregon would just score again to kind of get back up on top. And this is with Oregon not having their like top 2 receivers, and they were missing a couple. I think they're not missing anybody on defense, but offensively they're missing guys. And it didn't matter because Oregon ran the football like crazy. They did it very fast. I think they had over like 200 yards of offense, 200 yards rushing in this game. And they really controlled again, they're at home, so it's a little bit easier for them to do so. But Dante Moore did his thing, 22 of 30, 257, 2 touchdowns and a pick. They ran the football, 179 yards and 3 touchdowns. Sadiq, their tight end, is like a monster. He probably will be the number 1 tight end picked in this upcoming draft. He's very good, very physical. Doesn't really block, but as a pass catching tight end, he will be a monster in the NFL. Whoever picks him up, I don't think he has the same like special factor as like the guys we have in the NFL this year. The Brock Bowers, and for the Colts, I'm forgetting his name now.
From where?
The Colts. He played at Penn State.
Oh. Tyler Warren.
Tyler Warren. He's not that like they're like a. I think Brock Bowers is a different level of everybody because of how crazy he is at catching the football and making yards after the catch.
He's just a receiver.
But Sadiq is like very close to like a Tyler Warren, where he's like very physical and can do everything. Big body, and he runs the routes like a receiver. But yeah, Oregon did their thing. They won the football game. I think USC played well though. But again, this is like USC's 3rd loss, so now they're probably knocked out of the playoff. Really have no chance of doing all that. And they just couldn't run the football when time came. Because USC has ran the football pretty effectively all year long. Couldn't in this game against Oregon. Obviously, Oregon having a much better defense kind of had a big hand in that. And USC could throw the football, but they just couldn't run it enough to kind of keep their drives going long term, to control the football a little better. And because of that, Oregon got the win, and I think Oregon showed it was like another reason why Oregon has showed itself to be like one of the better teams in all of the country. Because before that, Oregon hadn't really had a big win, and the only other big game that they had was against Indiana, which they lost at home. So Oregon showed out against another ranked team in the college football playoff ranking. So Oregon did a great job. Next game, Oklahoma beats Mizzou 17-6. I only mention this game because Oklahoma, a team that I have said is not really worthy of being a top 10 team, but because of the resume that they have, the teams that they have beaten, you really can't keep them out. But in this game against Missouri, where they had just gotten their starting quarterback back, Bo Perbula, he really couldn't do anything. He was trying, but he was obviously hurt. Mizzou couldn't score whatsoever, and Oklahoma's defense really did control the game. But the fact that Oklahoma only scored 17 points in this game against a very bad Missouri defense is a real issue. Oklahoma's offense has really been bad ever since their quarterback John Mateer hurt his finger. But he's probably healthy by this point, and he's still making bad decisions. He's not really throwing the football effectively, not very efficient. He didn't throw any picks in this game, so like that is a big thing. But like, if he's not running the football and like doing it that way, where I think he had 18 carries, 60 yards. If he's not doing that, like just him throwing the football is not enough for this Oklahoma offense, and it's definitely an issue. And I just think that once Oklahoma faces a team of better talent than them, they are going to have a huge issue doing anything, because as good as their defense is, I think it's more their front seven than their secondary that's actually going to get the job done. And then that offense for Oklahoma is not going to be nearly good enough against any really good defense in the college football playoff. Next game, BYU beat Cincinnati 26-14. I mentioned this game because BYU for such a long period in their schedule was beating nobodies, and then these last 2 games they have played against Cincinnati in this last game and beat them, which is Cincinnati known as one of the better teams in all of the Big 12. And then they beat TCU last week, so that they did lose to Texas Tech a couple weeks ago. But outside of that, they've been playing their best football as of late. And even though I don't think BYU can really make any type of noise in the playoff, I do think they have done enough throughout the year. As long as they don't lose this last game they play this week, they should probably make the... I shouldn't say that because they probably should get beat out by somebody if there's going to be a team that has one or like two losses that has played a harder schedule. But I just think that BYU has done enough to potentially get in, but I just think that they might get booted out based off what they have done throughout the year, not really facing a lot of great teams. Next game, Utah beats K-State 51-47. I mentioned this game, Jace, because I know you'll be very interested in this fact I have to tell you. So Utah actually ends up having to come back in the second half, because there was a point in this game where K-State was winning this game at halftime. Kansas State was winning by 10. And then there was a point, and it was like kind of like a back and forth affair, but there was like borderline 10-point lead. And this was a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter. And then Utah kind of came back within like the last like 7 minutes to win the game 57-41. Would you like me to tell you some of the stats for this Kansas State game? They had K-State. Let me get the box score. 472 yards rushing.
Damn.
And 5 touchdowns.
Damn. I was going to say 472 yards passing. I was like, that's not bad. That's pretty good.
Rushing
is crazy.
Rushing is the fact that you have that much yards rushing and can't win a football game.
That's insane. You were controlling the ball like a motherfucker.
Explosive runs. It's literally all it was because there was a long of 80, a long of 58. And these are touchdown runs. Like these are some long runs that Utah allowed, and somehow they managed to come back in this game where they looked like they were dead.
Yeah, but again, like have that many rushing yards. That means you were controlling the pace of the game.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you lose?
They only threw the football for 100 yards.
That's crazy.
102.
You guys are trash and should be ousted from the FCS.
You should not. How do you have that many rushing yards in a game and lose? It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Utah was a little bit more even. They threw the football for 259, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks, and then they ran the football for another 292. So like even Utah ran the football pretty decently, and they just had to come back at the end of that game in a crazy way. And it's just like Utah's the number 12 team, and I think as of the rankings, they were like, let's see, they were 13, so they've actually taken a step down based off how that game went last week, and some of the teams behind them taking a jump up over them.
That makes sense.
But it was a insane game to watch because they just like they were dead at real big points in this game, and they managed to come back in a very exciting fashion. But just the fact that the 400 yards, almost 500 yards of rushing, is an insane stat to have in a football game. You lose
and lose it.
It was a crazy stat to see when I was looking at these games. And then last but not least, Pittsburgh beating Georgia Tech 42-28. I mentioned this game because Georgia Tech, only having one loss coming into this game, was looking like they were going to be the best chance for the ACC to have a for sure candidate to get into the playoff as long as they get to the ACC championship game and don't get blown out in that spot. But they lost to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, after just getting blown out by Notre Dame the week before, when the coach said, hey, we don't care about this Notre Dame game whatsoever. As long as we win the last 2, we can get to the ACC championship game and win the ACC. And I was the one questioning before that, like, hey, should a coach be talking like that to the media? And it seemed like he meant it because they got blown out by Notre Dame, and then they come out against this Georgia Tech team and put a whooping on them. And I would say Georgia Tech helped them. It was like a 90-something yard pick 6 that happened for that Georgia Tech Haynes King threw in this game. So, but Pittsburgh came out to play. They were very good offensively. They did their job. And Pittsburgh, as long as they win this next game, we'll have a chance to get to the ACC championship game and then be able to get into the playoff. That was unnecessary. I don't want to go any deeper on that on this podcast, but just know that I saw that, and that was not fun for me.
I got it in the cup.
You did not get that in the cup.
I got it in the cup.
No, you didn't.
It all landed in the cup.
All right. So that was the 5th game that I could go any sort of deep on because I told myself I wouldn't. Ohio State beat Rutgers 42-9, did their thing before having to face Team Up North, did what they had to do even without their either wide receiver playing. Notre Dame beat Syracuse 70-7. Did a great job. Jeremiah Love is an insane running back to play, and he may not win the Heisman because it's just a running back position. You have to go further and beyond.
Like 22.
You need to go crazy, and it's not going to happen. But he probably is a top 3 player in all of college football, and he's playing very well. And Michigan beat Maryland 45-20, took care of business before the Ohio State game. Is what it is on that. They lost to Iowa. Was it to Iowa, right?
Yeah.
It was a close game, though. It was a close game, but I don't know why you guys punted to their kick returner.
Yeah.
Their kick returner is like one of the best in the sport, and they just kicked it to him, and he killed him.
Yeah.
It's insane how that goes. Your coach needs to get fired.
Yeah.
And I say that knowing that I was like super positive on him and your quarterback, and neither has gone all that well. And I think you need to like clean house a little bit.
It's almost like I predicted this shit 3 years ago when I said shit's not going to change.
It's not.
And guess what has happened? Nothing has changed. We are worse than we were before. Mel Tucker touches women and pays players, and fuck, he could at least win football games.
He did. He did that. No, for sure. And yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm starting to dislike football. I'm starting to straight up dislike football. I picked 2 bad fucking teams, and I'm starting to dislike football.
Hey, you know,
It's getting to. I've watched no football this year. None. I've watched 5 total football games. 5.
Yeah, because the Cincinnati game,
The
Joe Burrow
first
got
2
hurt so
Cincinnati
early.
games.
Yeah,
I watched Jake Browning for like a partial of the 3rd game.
right.
To the defense. To the defense. To the defense. Cut this shit. I watched the first 2 Michigan State games when we won. I watched them play USC, which was a hard-fought game, and we lost.
Oh, it was a very good game though.
And I watched them get a fucking mud hole stomped to them. And I was like, I'm just going to keep tabs on them. I didn't even do that. Didn't even do that.
Guess what? Now you have to be back.
For what?
You don't have to be back, but
Back for what?
your boy Joe Burrow's calling.
I'm not fucking watching.
We're gonna get to it. No, I already mentioned. I don't know why I mentioned it. We gotta get to the rest of college football.
I'm not fucking back.
So that's the recap of the college
Do you know
football.
the chance for the Bengals to make the playoffs?
Is like 15%.
1.
Oh,
It is 1%. You know how many teams need to lose for us to make it in? My bad. Not lose. Lose out.
not say that because you could still win the division. You're only like 2 games behind.
What?
Yeah.
Why are the rest of you so fucking bad? Why are the rest of you so ass? I watched Joe Flacco throw like the most stereotypical interception I've ever seen in my life before.
You're only like 2 games below 500.
How the fuck are we only 2 games below 500?
In the the Steelers and the Ravens are both only 6 and 5. You guys have a chance to win the division still.
One of us is about to
Unfortunately.
get in off of like a 9-8 season.
Yeah.
If we come back and win the division, I might kill myself. Don't give them a reason to keep Zach Taylor. I hope not.
All right,
I
before
hope Joe Burrow gets fucking concussed tomorrow because I don't want to do
before we get to that,
Throw Jake Browning back out there.
college football playoff rankings.
What the fuck's the matter?
I'm gonna give the top 12: Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Georgia, Texas Tech, Oregon, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Bama, BYU, Miami, Utah. That's 13. But I just want to go that route. And then Vanderbilt sitting right there on the outside, and so is Michigan sitting at 15. And Texas is low-key at 16 because Texas does have to play Texas A&M, which is the number 3 ranked team. So they could have an opportunity to jump into the conversation if they beat them, even though Texas doesn't deserve it. They have 3 losses.
Michigan could also jump up.
Michigan for surely probably will, even though they wouldn't make the. If they beat Ohio State, they wouldn't. There's no not even a. They wouldn't make the Big Ten championship game.
No, they're
Even though they only have 2 losses on the year and they only have 1 loss in the Big Ten, they still wouldn't make it based off tiebreakers and all of that. So like Michigan might have a chance to get into the playoff as well if they beat Ohio State. And
where did they beat Ohio State?
don't do that. Don't do that.
5th year in a row? 6th year in a row?
Be 5. The 2020 they ducked out like some pussies.
Don't talk shit. They're your dad right now, so watch your mouth.
I understand that, but I was their dad for 20 years. Okay, literally my whole life they beat us once. Okay, that's all I needed. That's okay. We're gonna get
the
there.
last 5 years, they've done it 4 times.
Team up north.
Handled.
They have no. They did not beat us handedly last year. We beat ourselves.
Oh, whatever you want to say. A win's a win.
That's the that's the top 12. Michigan has a chance to jump in. Texas potentially does, even though I don't think they believe they should. The whole Miami Notre Dame situation is becoming more and more of a thing because they're just getting closer and closer in ranking. And at some point, based on what the committee is saying, if they're close enough in rankings, they'll have to acknowledge the head-to-head ranking that actually happened on the field at the beginning of the season. So that is something that's going to have to be talked about if they kind of keep getting closer and closer. And Bama sitting at 10 If they lose this week, they're knocked out. They're done. They'd be their third loss on the year, and they're facing Auburn. Huh?
He's fired.
Either whether he's fired, because apparently he's being talked about for the Penn State job, which is saying everybody's saying is a little bit better of culture fit if you were to go to Penn State because of the type of coach he is.
They're okay with the 10-3. My bad, 10-2.
And maybe they're going to be more not as crazy as the Alabama fans that are just getting off of Nick Saban being their guy. I don't think he's going to leave. To be totally honest, unless he loses this game,
I think he's fired.
I don't think they fire him. I think he would just leave on his own accord. They're not going to fire him. They zeroed in on him to be their guy. They didn't have a coaching search. They said, "Is Dan Lanning going to take the job?" He said, "No, he's not leaving Oregon," and then they went straight to him. So I'm like, I don't think they're going to fire him based off of what they've been so far, but the fans are going to make it so unbearable. I think he would leave on his own accord.
Or he's being fired. I think they fire him. If he misses the playoffs after... They didn't make it last year either.
No.
2 years of not making it.
And then it'd be 2 years in a row of them having more than 3 losses. 3 losses or more. Mm-hmm. I think they had 4 losses last year.
He's gone if they lose this game. He's gone. Whether he leaves the school or he's fired... I think they would fire him. Missing the playoffs twice, there's 12 teams. You couldn't be one of them?
I don't think so. I think
we're Alabama.
I think the actual school is trying to understand that, hey, we don't have Nick Saban anymore. So I think there is a little more sanity inside the walls of that Alabama organization. But the fans,
they don't give a flying
They don't give 2 fucks.
So he's gone if he loses this game.
Especially if a place like Penn State's willing to give him the money that he wants. And
that's the thing. You aren't disagreeing with me what I'm saying.
No, I don't think it was a culture fit when he went there. Because again, I was saying that you don't want to be the guy after the guy. No. You want to be the guy after the guy after the guy. Because you won't be compared to that god that they had in Nick Saban for so long. You the farther you get away from that, the better off you'll be. Because Alabama has a lot of the things. They have a lot of buy-in from their fan base and from the school. They don't necessarily have the recruiting grounds, but and they have the history. Bama's known as a top college football program in all of the country. So even though Bama doesn't have the money that some other places have, like Ohio State and Texas and Georgia, they don't have that, and they don't necessarily have their alumni base that's willing to give money out the wazoo to give back to the school.
Because no one that goes to fucking Alabama lives in fucking Alabama.
Right. And the people that are there, they don't have a big population either. So you're not going to, it's not like Ohio where everybody's an Ohio State fan for the most part. For large part, people are Ohio State fans, and then you're maybe some Michigan.
There's one Michigan fan on Genesee Avenue. Real quick, there is a sign outside this man's house. I need to talk about this because I saw it when I went to go view a house the other day.
Okay.
Egg my house again, I will shoot.
Does he have a Michigan flag outside of his place?
He has a fucking Wolverine statue outside of his place.
Oh, I see.
And
drive-by eggings is crazy.
We were driving by. Motherfucker sitting on his porch. I don't know what he's holding. But it was something big. He's sitting
here. He's standing on business.
Now, real quick, it's just his house. Big open plot. It's just his house.
Oh.
That's crazy work. It's crazy.
Again, when you won 4 years in a row, you get to stand tall, and you get to have. Again, there's going to be stupid people that want to egg your house. I don't think I'd go that far, to vandalizing people's property. But there are people that are going to be willing to do that, especially.
Is it worth your life? Because he is standing on it.
He's ready to go.
He is standing on it. The Wolverine statue, I remember it because I used to drive back by that house every day for work, is no longer on his porch. It's in his fucking front yard.
Hey, you get to be proud. Right now, you get to be proud. Again, might be a little too far. Not far. Might be a little too bold. Because then you're asking for people to do something like that to your house by being so forward about it.
You are asking to be gunned down.
But you are asking to be gunned down if you do something.
I'm just saying. Again, we know Michigan fan. He will be here that day.
Yeah, no doubt.
I can almost guarantee that. He'll be walking around here fucking 11 o'clock.
Yeah, ready to talk trash. Yeah, for sure. or he'll be hiding, and I'll have to talk. I'll have to call him myself.
No, he won't be hiding. I don't think he'll be hiding.
He wouldn't go out of his way to come see me.
Have you met him? Yeah, the fuck you would.
Not in a loss, he wouldn't.
No. He's gonna be here before the game. Now, if they lose, we're not gonna see him for 6 months.
I did call. I will give him this credit. He did call me last year. I answered the phone. He showed me a lot more grace than I probably deserved.
Probably showed more grace than you would expect.
Oh no! I was surprised by how much grace he showed me. So even if I'm gonna send him a text saying, "Hey, we're gonna have to talk to each other on Saturday, no matter how it goes. If it goes the way I think it's going to, I will be sure to show you the same amount of grace you showed me last year." Because he showed me a lot of grace. He didn't go that hard. He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I need to hear you say it." I'm like, "I said it. I gave the reason. We had a quick talk, and it was over." He didn't rub my nose in it. Nothing like that. He's like, "Hey, we're just the better team. You have to accept that." I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? I do." And I was at my lowest moment, and then we won a national championship, and now I'm back. And it's a year later.
It was cool.
And now we're back doing the same thing.
Look, there's two things I'm happy for in life. One, I can drive, because the year y'all niggas lost to Oregon, and I'm looking at you like, "Hey, bro, I got to go to work. Can you get me the Menards so I can go to work?" And you're just over here disheveled.
Yeah.
You were lost.
Yeah. And that game wasn't even nearly as bad as...
No, and I was looking at you like, "I got to get to work, bro." And I remember it was no radio, no music, just driving.
Yeah.
Quiet. I'm not even on my phone.
Because that was an embarrassing loss. We got our defense got destroyed in that game.
That was awful.
And that was like the first Oregon loss where Dan Lanning wasn't even there yet. It was old boy that's coaching at Miami now. Mm-hmm. But no, that was an embarrassing loss. So that was a hard one for me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
And then the first Michigan loss.
Yeah.
Oh. You said nothing. Stood up, walked to your room, opened the door, shut the door. Did not see you for like another 3 hours.
Yeah, you got to own that.
Straight. Braylon came upstairs. He's like, "Is Joe okay?" I'm like, "I don't know. Don't go check."
Look, man.
He went,
what it was.
"What do you mean?" I'm like, "I don't know. Do not go check." He was like, "Why not?" I'm like, "Just don't." It's like, leave
It's
him.
a hard time. It's a hard time.
Yeah, it was. I turned my Spartans on after that. We got dog walk, turned it off. So I was like, you know what, fuck. My life still sucks.
Hey man, this is how it goes sometimes. It's all right. We got to do the games this weekend. College football games. Rivalry week is here.
Rivalry week.
Yeah, I have to try really hard to enunciate. Rivalry week.
Rivalry is a hard word to say.
Very hard. Very mush mouth.
And rivalry week is not rivalry week. So, yeah.
Or I think about the Texas-Oklahoma game, the Red River Rivalry.
The Red River Rivalry?
Yeah, exactly.
Red River Rivalry?
Yeah.
Red River Rivalry.
Yes.
There's too many R's.
Insane. Can't do it. But a lot of teams playing each other, rivalry games. And we'll just kind of go through them. We'll get to Ohio State, Michigan, because Jace is making very sure that he's going to make that as excruciating as possible for you, boy.
Yes, sir.
But let's just go ahead and go into it. So these games actually start on Friday because there's some games that are going to be going on then. So Friday games. Ole Miss plays Mississippi State, which is considered the Egg Bowl. Ole Miss is a big thing because...
the lamest fucking name.
Yeah, I know. Lane Kiffin is the head coach for Ole Miss. He is being courted not only by LSU, but by Florida. And they have already announced that they will not announce what he's going to do next until after the Egg Bowl.
Didn't his family just come up from a trip to LSU?
It was seen that they were looking at houses and schools in Louisiana, for sure. In Baton Rouge. But, again, he's one of those that loves social media so much. Like, he could have just sent them as, like, a decoy to get everybody all riled up, and then he'll be the hero coming back to Ole Miss after this game. Which, that's where my mind is, because I'm like, why would they not announce until after the Egg Bowl? If they're a team that's going to be in the playoff, they win this game, they're in the playoff, they still have a playoff run to have. So why would you make that, like, why wouldn't you make the announcement sooner rather than later that he was coming back?
Yeah.
So he can coach you not only through this game, but through getting into the playoff and all of that. So I do think he's probably going to stay, but there's news that LSU wants to pay him like $13 million a year and then guarantee him $25 million in NIL money every year.
Damn.
They're like saying, hey, we want you bad.
Fuck Ole Miss.
They want you bad. So, like, that's going to be that's going to be a whole thing as to what he's going to do after this game. I just don't know, because if he doesn't want to coach, if he's going to like go to LSU, then why would you let him coach the rest of the playoffs and do all that?
Yeah, I would stop us, be like, hey, where are you going?
Or if I'm him and I'm like, maybe this is him saying, I don't think we have a real chance of winning a championship. Maybe if he does decide to make this decision, because if you say you're leaving, there's no way those kids are going to go out and play for you. I don't know. I don't understand. Maybe if they follow him to go to LSU, maybe that's the reason for them to keep playing hard.
Would.
I don't know. It's a weird one. It's Mississippi State. Mississippi State can beat them. I think they're like 7.5 point underdogs. But it's just a weird game. It's a weird circumstance. And I think he loves the pomp and circumstance so much. He's loving the attention that he's getting. So who knows what his decision is going to be. But LSU is going to come out they're coming out swinging. I'm not going to lie to you. They're going to make it very difficult. Georgia plays Georgia Tech. Georgia should win this game without a doubt. Georgia Tech's not as good a team as them. But I think Georgia, like I've said all year, they have been a team that they have, when they're off, they look very off. They can't score. Their defense is not as elite as it once was. But as of recently, their offense has kind of been getting better and better. They've been making some strides that way, and I think it's made them play a lot better in general. But if they don't show up against Georgia Tech has an offense that can score. And if Georgia's defense is not as elite as it's been in years past, I think Georgia Tech, led by Haynes King, can make a lot of noise, run the football, and score a lot of points in general. I just don't think Georgia Tech has enough to win this game, not to mention the fact that Georgia Tech's season is effectively over now. Maybe if they beat Georgia, they'll have a chance to get into the playoff, but outside of that, they have no chance of getting in. So I think Georgia probably wins this game. If they're 13.5 point favorites for a reason, Georgia's the much better team. I think they'll win the game. Texas A&M plays Texas. This is all on Friday, by the way. Texas A&M goes to Texas. This is like the first time, because this is like a every year rivalry game when they were both in the Big 12. But then Texas A&M went to the SEC back in 2012. And then Texas coming back to the SEC over the last couple years. Now that rivalry has kind of restarted. So this is the first time that these two teams have played in Austin, Texas for like 15, 16 years. So those fans are going to be raucous. Texas technically has a chance to get into a playoff if they win this game in a good fashion. Maybe the committee will kind of let them jump in. A&M doesn't have as much to lose because, again, they're making the playoff no matter what. Even if they lose this game, they're number 3 ranked right now. So they're not going to fall outside the rankings altogether if they lose this game. But this is a pride thing. Those fans hate each other. It is a true rivalry of epic proportions. And I think it'll put a real not to mention Texas A&M has not played great over these last few weeks. They almost lost to South Carolina, a 2 or 3 win team a couple weeks ago. So A&M has not necessarily played great as of recently. And I think Texas, with Arch starting to play a lot better, I think he had like 350 yards last game passing. So if Arch is really starting to come into his own, and I think Texas does have the athletes to kind of put Texas A&M in some weird predicaments. And Texas defense has not been as consistent, but if they do show up and have a very good day, I think they can make things very hard on Marcel Reed. But again, Marcel Reed had a 3 interception first half that could have been 5 or 6 interceptions against a terrible South Carolina team. So if Texas shows up at all defensively, I think they can make this a game. I would lean Texas A&M to win the game, but I think this could be a very big one. And Texas A&M can prove themselves to be frauds if they have a bad game here and then potentially lose the first game that they have to play in the playoff. Saturday, we're getting to those games. Let's just go to it now. It's the first one. No, that one's first? Okay, we'll end with it. We got Miami-Pittsburgh. This is a ranked-on-ranked matchup. If Pittsburgh wins this game, they can get into the ACC championship game, and if they win that, they would have a chance to get into the playoff because as of right now, they're ranked number 22 in the playoff rankings, and then Miami is sitting at 12. Miami loses this game, they're out. They have no chance to get into the playoff, but even if they win, they're hoping for things to kind of break in front of them, or they're hoping for the committee to say, hey, we think Miami is a good enough team to be worthy of being in the playoff, even if they have these 2 very bad losses in their own conference that has locked them out of being in the ACC championship game. So this is a game with a lot of magnitude to it. Miami is a 6.5 point favorite. If Pitt plays like how they did last week, I think they could potentially win this game because Miami's just not consistent at all as a team. But I will lean Miami because I just think they're a little bit better overall. And even if they don't play at their best, I think they have some freakazoid athletes on that team that can make life very difficult on Pittsburgh's offense with that freshman quarterback. He can make some weird decisions every once in a while, and I do think they can make life hard. And Miami's offense, if they can get the ball to their the guy Malachi Tony, their freshman wide receiver, he's very talented, very explosive. Even if he's not all that big, he's a very hard player to stop, and I don't think Pittsburgh has a defense that can really stop him. Next one, Oregon, Washington. Washington, and this is Washington at home, by the way. They can pull off the upset in this game. Oregon's only a 6.5-point favorite. If Oregon loses this game, there's no guarantee that they'll be in the playoff, but only one loss right now, I do think they're probably in no matter what. But I do think if Oregon loses this game, they kind of lose they lose all control of the situation altogether, and they're hoping for the committee to keep them in. And Washington really doesn't have anything else left in their season but to spoil Oregon's season. So that is something. And not to mention, Washington does have a great quarterback, wide receiver, running back trio. And if they can play their best, they can make life a little hard. I just think Oregon has a little bit too much on their side for them to lose this game. LSU, Oklahoma. Oklahoma at 9-2. They're going to be in the playoff no matter what, I think, as long as they don't get blown out by LSU. Because they do already have 2 losses on the year. So I'm not going to sit here and guarantee that they have a spot, but I think they're in a very good spot as long as they either stay competitive in this game, if not just win. But LSU, they've kind of been a broken team for a while now. They should not win this game whatsoever. So if Oklahoma loses, it would just prove my point. They never deserve to be in a playoff situation anyway. Vanderbilt's going to Tennessee. This is both these teams in Tennessee, obviously. Vanderbilt sitting on the outside of the playoff. I don't think they really have a shot to get into the playoff either way because of the 2 losses that they have, even though Vanderbilt has been a pretty decent team all year, and the fact that they are at a point where they can go 10-2 in a season. I think this is the first. If they go 10-2 this year, this is the first time they've won 10 games since like 1915. So it's been a long time. So, and then Tennessee, they really have no shot getting to the playoff at all, but they are playing for a little bit of like state pride, doing it that way. So is Tennessee going to be willing to go out there and play their best as a spoiler to Vanderbilt is going to be a big question, especially with Tennessee being at home. They have a rabid fan base. That stadium gets rocking. It's going to be a very hard situation for Vanderbilt to go play. But again, Vanderbilt, Diego Pavia, he has been a guy with a lot of moxie, believes in himself more than anything. And if anybody can make the impossible possible, I think he has proven that to really be that way for them. Yeah. Over the last couple of years, he just has a little bit of magic to him. A little bit too much moxie. The fact that they go from him to his mom twerking in the stands. Do you know she's like currently going out like Theo Vaughn? That whole thing started from like a social media thing where Theo Vaughn was like, "Hey," he asked over social media, "Can I go out with your mom?" And Diego Pavia is like, "If we win this game, I'll let you go out with my mom." And they won the game.
Is his mom fine?
She has a little bit of a MILF vibe to her.
How old is Theo Vaughn? Theo Vaughn's like 30.
He's in his 30s. He's in the mid-30s. But no, it's just a whole thing. There's a lot. It's a great story, but I just don't think Vanderbilt's a good enough team to be in the playoff. To be totally honest, like overall team, I think they have a lot of magic. I think they had a pretty decent schedule, and they've played very well. But the best teams they've played, they've lost to. Hence those 2 losses that they have. But if they win this game, they definitely have a chance getting in. And then Bama Auburn, like I said earlier, if Bama loses this game, they're out of the playoff altogether. And I think Auburn is like, even though they're a 5-6 team right now, their offense is kind of bad. That's been the difference. I think their defense is actually championship worthy. They have a lot of good players on their defense. I think they can make life really hard on Alabama's offense. And if Alabama doesn't show up to play, I think Auburn can really stun Alabama to kind of make this a close game, if not all the way win, because Alabama has not been good over the last few weeks. But they've been winning and they've been doing what they have to do. But Auburn can pull off the upset if their defense comes to play. And if they can find some sort of offense against that Alabama defense, I think Auburn does have a chance, but I will lean Alabama to win it. USC plays UCLA. UCLA is a dead team. USC should have no shot of losing this game.
When they played Michigan State.
True. You're not wrong on that. But I just think that USC, I'm not sure about Lincoln Riley. I'm not sure if he's because there was rumblings that he may leave USC to go somewhere else, but I'm not sure how that's going to go. But if he is supposed to say they're like, I don't think there's any chance he wants to lose this football game at all, because losing to UCLA would definitely be one to like make everybody question him altogether. And then that is about it for all the other games. So let's just get to the big one, the one that you want to wait till last on. Michigan plays Ohio State. Sorry, Team Up North. I always, because since we do a podcast, I don't want to just say Team Up North all the time, so I've kind of like defaulted to actually saying their name.
You don't drive around Columbus a lot?
Huh?
There is a banner on Crew Stadium that says, "Go visit that team up north." In parentheses, not that far north. We're talking about Akron. And I looked at it on my way into work, and I was like, that's funny.
That is funny.
Sorry, that's all I cared about. Back talking about your dad.
They're not my dad.
4-0.
They're
Since starts.
Over the last 4 years, they have beat us 4 years in a row, yes. Ohio State plays the team up north. They're going to Ann Arbor to play this game. Ohio State is a 9.5-point favorite as of right now.
Not surprising.
I did bet Ohio State plus 10.5. So it's kind of going the other way. So I'm probably going to have to make another bet because of how confident I am we're going to win this game. Again, I was confident last year, but that was proven that we lost. But I think Ryan Day has learned his lesson.
Sure.
But going into this game, what do I see as football teams? Ohio State is a much better team. Defensively, they're by far the best defense in all of college football. And I think even with the defense that we had that looked so good last year that won the national championship, I think the defense is even better now. We have the best linebacker duo in all the country. We have Caleb Downs, which I think is the best defensive player in the country. I've mentioned the linebacking duo, but Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles. Arvell is an absolute alien, and Sonny Styles might be the best off-ball linebacker in all the country. And Arvell, like I said, he is a freakazoid alien, and he can run down anybody. And I don't. As much as I think Bryce Young is a great runner, I don't think he's quick in short area. And I think with that being
Bryce Young?
No, Bryce Underwood.
You said Bryce Young.
Did I say Bryce Young?
Yeah.
Bryce Underwood. He is more of a strider, so I don't think he's going to be able to get away from Arvell Reese in a short area. Yeah. Defense, I just think all around is better, and then against that Michigan offense, I just think Bryce Underwood has been I'm not going to say underachieving. He's been a young quarterback, been proving to be a young quarterback, making a lot of weird decisions all year. They played their best game last week, but they're going to be down their best running back. They're going to be down to their second string and their third string, and even their second string is a little bit hurt. And they're also their fullback, the guy that kind of really makes that running game go. He's dinged up. He may not even play in this game. So, and I just think Underwood, if they put too much on his shoulders, I think the defense for Ohio State will eat them alive because they use so many different coverages, and they're going to confuse him, bait him into making some decisions he shouldn't want to make. And then when it comes to Ohio State's offense against their defense, Michigan's defense is not as good as it's been in years past.
I agree.
Including last year where they had two top, first-round pick defensive linemen.
They were both top 15 picks.
Right. So, I think it was
Mason
Graham, and I forget the other guy's name. Two top 15 picks. They were awesome, and I think Ryan Day got played into giving Michigan team up north the one chance they had to win that game.
Got played? No, we try to win it by playing hardball and running the ball up the gut. He thought of it like a dumbass. He didn't get played into anything.
No.
He made a dumbass decision trying to prove I can run the ball on anybody.
Try to prove a point.
I can do this.
I can out-tough
that.
you, yes.
He made a stupid-ass decision, a boneheaded-ass decision that lost you a game.
Right. It wasn't because of the players that we lost this game. It was the Will Howard pick didn't really help. But I think he got concussed. He probably shouldn't have been out there.
I guarantee he was fucking concussed. It does not change.
But we didn't have a number 2 quarterback that we believed in to kind of go out there and play, so we let him play anyway. And then on top of the fact that Ryan Day tried to out-tough that team up north in a way that just didn't make any sense. Go out there and win your game.
My favorite thing after you lose to Michigan? That stupid-ass face Ryan Day makes.
Yeah. When they were fighting over the flag, and he was like staring off into space, like he was living in his own world. Yeah,
he does it every fucking year.
It's devastating. I think it was devastating. And you know what's crazy? I've come to this point where because I'm nervous about the game already, but I'm going to be very nervous when this game starts. I'm not nervous for my sake, because I think going through what I went through last year, I told you before the podcast started, I think it was a sobering moment for me, right? We lost to them 4 years in a row, and then it felt like the world was over. It felt like everything was falling to pieces, and then Ohio State pulls off the greatest 4-game streak in the playoff history to go win the national championship and prove themselves they were the best team in the country, right? And by that sobering moment, I mean, like, losing to that team up north does not end your season anymore. For so long in my life, it was proven that this game was the end-all, be-all. This game was it. If you didn't beat them, you had no chance to go and achieve any of the other dreams you had for the rest of the year. Okay? But because of the playoff structure, how it is now with the 12-team playoff, and as long as Ohio State does their business in the rest of the season, which they always will, because I think of all the teams in all the country, I think Ohio State is the most consistent team that no matter the coach, no matter the spot in history, they're going to be a great program, the top 5 program in all the country, because that's the program Ohio State is. So as long as Ohio State handles their business the rest of the way, losing the team up north is not going to end your season anymore. So now looking at this game now, where I will be devastated if we lose again. I for sure will be. But it's not going to be the end of the season. It's not going to be the end of everything. The sun will come out tomorrow to a certain extent, because Ohio State's goals are still there, even if you lose to the team up north, okay? I'm more nervous for Ryan Day because I like him. I really do. I have grown to appreciate. I've liked him ever since the start, but even him going through all of his trials and tribulations, seeing him become the coach that he has become over these last few years and going through all these troubles, the fact that his family was dealing with the problems that they were doing, because some Ohio State fans are crazy and they were harassing his children, his wife. Everything is inbound until you start going after people that aren't involved in the situation whatsoever. So, like, that's the stuff that I actually feel more fear about this game for. Me, I'll be devastated for a couple days, but I'll get over it. There's still a world out there, and I think there's still a chance Ohio State, even if you lose this game, can still go and achieve all the goals that they have for this. Not all the goals, but the biggest goals, right?
When does he lose his job over this?
He won't. Because that's the thing. Because I think Ohio State, even though the fans are crazy, I think Ohio State as a university understands that if as long as you are at the point where Ohio State is at the forefront of college football, which is what they are every year, even if you lose to the team up north, I don't think they're crazy enough to be like, hey, we're going to get rid of a coach that wins 85 to 90% of his games, wins national titles, and then you have a problem with the team up north. Yeah, for sure, that's an issue.
I think most fans don't feel that way.
I think I told you this last year. I'm not going to try to convince them otherwise, but I truly have come to the conclusion where I think in general last year has taught me that beating that team up north, as many times you do it and as much as you can, that the memory of doing that is never going to meet the memory of being a national champion.
I wouldn't know.
No, for sure. I'm not trying to make a joke at you, but I'm
you're
saying
cool.
like that.
Let me ask you a question. When does this become the same thing with Alabama that the head coach of Alabama is dealing with? When are the fans going to get so annoying that either he's going to have to leave or they're going to have to fire him?
Okay.
Because of all of Columbus, what do all of Columbus? 20% of them care more about the national championship.
Mm-hmm. It's younger fans.
Any
of the older fans,
30 and under is probably a great margin for
national championships matter more.
You guys won. I've seen you've beat Michigan almost all of your entire lives.
Mm-hmm.
From what I can remember, last time I truly remember y'all losing him was like fucking 08.
It was 2011.
But again, that's the first time I truly remember you guys losing to them.
Yeah.
So most of you've lived your whole life of we don't lose to Michigan.
Right.
Compared to like our stepfather, who's like, yeah, it was a back and forth affair for 20 years.
Yeah, he lived through the 90s. He lived through the 10-year
war.
war.
Back and forth, right?
Yeah.
So you're the fans of it's okay. National championships mean more.
Right.
Compared to our stepfather probably cares a little more about beating Michigan.
For sure.
Jake, he prefers national championship means more.
Yeah, it does.
He's 29.
Yeah.
I know guys at work, a guy named Byrne, he is 38. Beating Michigan's everything.
Yeah.
So I would say to about 80% of Columbus, beating Michigan is everything.
I was listening to some podcast and they asked this question of an Ohio State fan. He's like, "Hey, if this hypothetical, would you rather beat that team up north and then get into the playoff, win a couple games, but ultimately be kicked out of the playoff because you lose, or lose to the team up north but go win another national championship for a second year in a row?" It's a real question. Like, and this dude is like sits in the demographic. He's younger. Actually, he's like in his like young early 30s, and he's like, in my mind, because he works for Barstool, he's like, in my mind, I want to win another national championship. That's something that's legendary, right? When he has to deal with his day to day, having to work for a guy that's a big team up north fan, he's like, that would ruin my day to day life. But I know in my brain, winning a national championship means more.
It means more. I agree. As a Michigan State fan, I would give anything in the fucking world to beat Michigan every fucking year. I hate Ohio State, but I've come to learn in my teenage years from fucking 14 when I really became because I became a true Bengals fan started like my 6th grade year. But from 14 when I really started caring about Michigan State, I really started following them. I met so many Michigan fans in high school. These motherfuckers are insufferable.
Yeah.
They are insufferable.
Yeah.
Fucking former, I don't know who it is. It's one of the, he works on one of the news TV channels.
Oh, Dez?
I can't fucking stand that motherfucker. I can't stand him.
Yeah, Desmond Howard. Yeah.
He is I like 2 or 3 years ago, I didn't understand why you hate him so much.
He's a clown.
I listened to him talk. I'm like, oh, this dude sucks.
He's a clown.
And as I've grown older, I would give anything in the world to beat Michigan every fucking year until the end of fucking time. And us never win a national championship. I'd give anything for it. Because I've come to learn, my hatred for Ohio State was the same as my hatred for you.
Yeah.
As I've gotten older, I don't hate Ohio State. I think you are too good for your conference.
Yeah, maybe.
And Common Man was talking about T-Bone and Taz were talking about it on, and he was like, Rutgers is like there's very few teams that get to play an in-conference game that's a scrimmage.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm driving this big ass truck and I go, that's fucking wild.
Both Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate didn't play, and we're like, we'll win it.
You still beat them by 3 touchdowns.
42-9, dude. No, it was way
Sorry,
more
when
than
I
that.
last checked it, it was 24-7.
Yeah, we beat them
So,
42-9.
bad.
Yeah.
But again, that's an in-conference game.
Yeah.
You're talking, but here's the other problem: is the bottom 5 of the Big Ten, they're horrendous.
Yeah, for sure.
Then you have a lot of middling teams, USC's, the UCLA's,
Yeah.
are like kind of good. They're not great,
Right.
but they're okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the top 3.
Ohio State, Oregon,
And then it's a revolving
Indiana.
door of whoever's 3.
3 and 4, Indiana,
But
Penn
again,
State.
From 3 down, 3 to 5 is a revolving door of a different team.
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes Penn State's a decent recur. It'll recur.
Right.
They'll be there. But they're never going to win a big game, so they're really not a threat.
Right.
Indiana, their defense is horrendous. They're not a threat. You're going to get to this Big Ten game and probably fucking body them.
Oh, yeah, no question.
So that's what I hate about Ohio State. You're too good for your conference. Oregon's the next best team, and I think you guys are leagues better than Oregon. You've been leagues better than Oregon for like the last 3 years.
Yeah, we proved in the playoff last year, and then this year Oregon hasn't been the same team in Ohio State. This is supposed to be like a refresh year for Ohio State because you're losing. They lost so many guys on defense to the draft,
fucking not.
and
But
then
that's the
our
thing
defense got better.
is when it comes to recruiting, you have no other thing. It's not hard for you.
Oregon is an issue though. They throw money like crazy.
True, it's an issue. You're getting every top prospect from Ohio.
Not every, but most of the ones
You're
that Ohio,
getting 90%
most of
of
the ones that Ohio State really wants, they're gonna get. Yeah,
Sonny Styles, that's a great one. Jack Sawyer, that's a great one.
yeah, I agree.
Any kid that's Ohio and he's a 4-star or above, this motherfucker's not even thinking about it.
It's not even just that. It's just, they can go to Florida and get Jeremiah Smith from Florida. They can just pluck him out because, hey,
That's the other thing is you have such a great receivers coach of, hey, here's my resume. Go check their contracts.
Yeah.
That's my resume.
Yeah.
They're guaranteed locks. Hell, defensive players for OSU. It's up and down for every position.
I don't know. It's getting better now. It's getting to a point
You
like
produce some shitty DBs. I don't give a fuck what you're saying. You produce shitty DBs. The only good one I can really think of is Denzel Ward, and that's fucking it.
Marshawn for a little bit, but injuries. Marshawn, when healthy, was like a top
Marshawn
5
Lattimore was drafted in like 2014, my nigga.
Yeah, but he got...
That was 10 years ago.
Okay, fine.
You produce shitty DBs.
We did have like a 3 or 4 year span where our defense took a real hit and went downhill, but we're kind of coming back now. We're starting to produce linebackers. We're starting
that's what I'm getting to. You guys produce solid defensive linemen.
And great defensive ends. We've had the Bosas. We've had Chase Young come out and do well.
You guys produce solid defensive linemen. They're not always superstars.
Yeah, for sure.
You're hitting like a 50-50.
Yeah, but even if they're not superstars, they'll be
They're
NFL players that'll go
defensive
play for a
linemen.
while.
They're
for
going to be in the NFL for a while. Sam Hubbard's a good one. Joey Bosa, through all his injuries, still in the NFL. Chase Young, through all his injuries, still in the NFL. They're still putting up 8 to 9 sacks a game.
Yeah.
They are serviceable NFL players. You have Joey Bosa and Nick Bosa are probably like the upper echelon.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But again, everything about OSU is too good for their conference.
Yeah.
That is my biggest gripe about OSU is fucking 9 of your games.
They get to go out and beat up on everybody else.
It is a gimme game. You are playing glorified MAC teams of the bottom half of the Big Ten. Real quick. See, I had a bunch of shit to say, and I remember this. Michigan State is one of the bottom 5. Maryland's one of the bottom 5.
Mm-hmm.
And Rutgers. Those are some of the bottom 5 teams.
Uh-huh.
In the last 5 years, guess how many times they've lost to MAC teams?
It's 5.
Rutgers is not beaten MAC team in 4 years. Rutgers lost to 4 different fucking MAC teams. Maryland has lost to 3. Michigan State's lost to 2. 3 plus 2 plus the 4. That's 9 fucking MAC teams. We're losing to MAC teams.
It happens, man.
No, it doesn't. You're too big for the conference. The thing you said this like 6 years ago now, of like the top 15 schools need to make a different conference.
Yeah.
Not with the NCAA.
Yeah, that's been the thing is like eventually
They're gonna have
the best
to.
colleges, the best schools will just make a big super league and kind of become like the NFL of college football type of thing.
And I'm getting okay with that.
Because it does get to a point where it seems like there's teams that are playing a different sport than the other college football teams, obviously. There's no way that
up 42 on an FCS school.
Sorry, on an FBS school.
On a school that is in your division and has been in your division for several years.
Yeah.
I want you, Oregon, go somewhere the fuck else and let us deal with us. Let us be by ourselves.
I get what you're saying. I do.
That's my only gripe with you. Michigan fans, the year where Michigan State dog walked the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
This is the same year they were fucking cheating too.
Yeah.
And we dog walked you.
True.
But they beat Ohio State, so they're still better than Michigan State. And I'm like, that don't make sense. We beat you by 3 touchdowns.
I agree.
I hate Michigan with a passion.
And the whole cheating scandal just kind of brought it all to a head because they want to, on one hand, say they're Michigan men and like, oh, they would never do anything like that, and they want to fight it until the dogs come home. And then on the other side, when it's proven that they did something wrong, it's like, well, we won, so it doesn't matter. And then I'm just like, you can't have it both ways. And a lot of times when you try to have a conversation about them cheating, it didn't matter.
We won anyway. Who cares?
Right.
We won.
I'm just sitting there like,
shut the fuck up, dude.
You can't even have a rational conversation with a lot of those fans. And again, they probably think the same thing of Ohio State fans. So I'm not going to sit here and be like it's a specific experience at all that only Ohio State fans would have with that team up north fans. But is just when I look at this, getting closer back to the game, if Ohio State does what they're supposed to do and Friday learned his lesson, we should win this game by multiple touchdowns. Have no chance. Heck, even last year, the team up north didn't. They only scored 13 points. Ohio State's defense did what they were supposed to do. It was Ryan Day having a brain aneurysm out there on the field, playing the game the wrong way, putting those players in a bad position. But what I'm looking for is what he did after that game, where he self-assessed and those players, because it's coming out in stories and different things that they checked him. Those players checked him and said, "Hey, why did you put us in a bad position to lose this game? In a position for us to lose this game because we are good enough. It was you that was the problem that made us lose this game." And I think Ryan Day learned his lesson last year.
I don't think he did.
And I don't think Ryan Day is going to fall into that same trap. And I think as long as he does that,
It's taken him 4 years to learn his lesson.
no, the first 2 years they were cheating. They were cheating the first 2 years. It is what it is. They knew what plays we had.
Your bitch ass lost to Dax Hill.
I don't give two fucks. They knew what play was coming. Even in Madden, you can't make it to where you know what play is coming all the time because it's just not how the game works.
Cab, you ever play?
You can't even cheat.
Basically, fucking calling the play for him.
So I'm just looking at it as I think Ryan Day's learned his lesson. I think we'll have. There's no guarantee if we'll have both Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith, but we will have Jeremiah Smith. He has made it. He has been on Caleb Downs' podcast, and they asked him straight up, "Hey, you're going to play for this game?" He said, "Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there to play. I'll be ready to go." Carnell Tate's a little bit different of an issue. It's an Achilles injury apparently, and we all know if you watch any sort of basketball, Achilles hurts, and then you go out there and play on it, pop, and then you're out for a season. But somebody made a perfect point. Jamison Williams tore his ACL in the SEC championship game and still got drafted 12th overall. If you're good enough, they're going to draft you in the first round no matter fucking what.
Yeah, we drafted John Ross. He had blown his Achilles.
So I think to a certain, I'm not going to sit here and tell Carnell Tate what he should or shouldn't do.
I don't know. Carnell Tate's a great receiver.
He's a first round. He's locked himself into the first round.
Yeah, he's a great receiver.
But if he has a few more games like he was having before he got the injury, he will be a top 10, 15 pick.
Again, he's a great receiver. I don't think he's that good.
Yes, he is.
That's crazy. No, he's not.
What do you mean?
He's probably the worst receiver you've produced so far.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No. Yeah, he's the worst receiver you've produced by far.
He has prototypical size.
Mm-hmm.
He's not
Is he better than Terry McLaurin?
Yeah, he has the size. He has.
No.
Yes, he.
No, he's not.
Nobody can say what Terry McLaurin turned out to be in the pros. It was even better than what he was at Ohio State.
Michael Thomas.
No.
Garrett Wilson.
No.
Chris Olave.
No.
Emeka Ibuka.
No.
That's just 5 to name a few.
But those are all top 10 picks.
Oh. Jackson Smith and
Sorry.
Jigba.
Those are top 15 picks. Sorry.
Jackson Smith and Jigba. Pick 23.
Yeah, he was underdrafted because people didn't understand how good he was at Ohio State. Anybody that watched him play at Ohio State understood how good he was, and now everybody's starting to understand now that he's leading the NFL.
Better than him?
Huh?
Better than
I
him?
think NFL teams will get more enamored with Carnell Tate because he has NFL size.
Is he better than Jackson Smith and Jigba?
No, coming out, no. Jackson Smith and Jigba was
Marvin
different.
Harrison.
No.
Oh, cool. So he's the worst receiver you've produced by far. He has prototypical size. That means jack fucking shit. He's not that fast. He can run routes pretty well.
He will run a 4.5. He will be right there.
That's cool.
You don't need to be the fast receiver out there. That's been proven. As long as you know how to play, because there's no doubt he knows how to play the wide receiver position. He will be another Emeka Ibuka in the NFL. He will be that type of. He will have an impact no matter where he goes. He will be able to produce right away.
I don't know. I don't trust anything you said ever saying Brennan was good.
I got excited about him being in the slot. That's on me.
Yeah, I know. There was a nigga who only got 6 receptions and almost as many yards, has as many yards as he does in this fucking year.
Yeah, I understand.
And all they did was play Rutgers. Real quick, Brennan Innes was the number 1 receiver during that game, and there was a dude, his number 2 receiver got 6 receptions and almost had as many yards as Brennan Innes currently has for the year.
Yes, and I've made this
So
point.
if you don't get this random nigga off my fucking radar, you disrespected Emeka Ibuka by saying they were similar. You disrespected that man. Whoever this random Brandis Ennis nigga is,
I didn't
needs
say
to
he'd
go
be-
to
I
a
didn't
fucking Colorado.
I didn't say he was as good as Emeka Ibuka. I said he'd be able to produce as much as Emeka Ibuka, and that wasn't the case because I got excited by him being in the slot, and it hasn't worked out that way because we have, a Max Clare, a very good tight end that's on the inside that's also taking away touches from him, and maybe on top of the fact that he's not as good as I thought he was. He wasn't, not even close. So I just thought he was going to be able to produce a lot because he'd be a very good safety blanket for Julian Sand, being a young quarterback, wanting to get shorter routes and stuff like that. But guess what? Julian Sand came out and said, hey, I have Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith on the outside. I'm going to throw to those guys. I'm going to throw to those aliens. So that's exactly what he did. And getting back to Carnell Tate, I'm not going to sit here and tell him what he should or shouldn't do.
Don't play.
If there's a chance that you can go out there, because
He's never beat Michigan.
No, he hasn't.
If he probably will play. But if I am him, there's more money in my future, in my near future.
But that's the point I was making, is that he's going to get drafted high anyway. He's going to be he's a first round wide receiver.
I know, but there's a difference between top 20 and top 10. Because there's teams in the top 10 who are going to need a receiver.
Yeah, but nobody's going to take him in the top 10 if he sits at where he's at right now. If he has another couple great games, I think it'll get him there.
Take him in the top 10 if he has another Achilles.
Again, somebody took Jameson Williams in the top at 12. The Lions took him at 12 with a
Jameson Williams
torn ACL.
Had a much better season. He was way better at the time. Now, again, he wasn't sharing touches.
He had to go to Alabama to be the number
he
one
had,
guy
like,
for sure.
1,300
Yeah,
yards
for
and,
sure.
like,
Yeah,
11 touchdowns. So it's
Right.
a little different. But again, he's sharing touches, so he's only sitting at like 700 yards and like 8 touchdowns.
if he can,
No, he's sitting at 6 touchdowns because Jeremiah Smith's sitting at 10.
if he can play, go ahead. But only having Jeremiah Smith, I think is more than enough, because I don't think Michigan's team up north secondary is good enough to stop our receiving unit. And I think Julian Sand, no matter what they do, if they want to blitz him, he's great against a blitz. He knows where to get the ball to. He makes great decisions. He's not going to throw the football to the other team.
One more thing. Why the fuck does everybody keep talking about a Heisman moment? And I keep sitting, I'm like, he doesn't. The other guys who have had the Heisman moment have almost dug themselves a hole.
Yeah.
To where they have to be transcendent to get them out of the hole.
Yeah.
Isn't it more impressive that Julian Sand don't dig no hole so he don't have to get himself out of any holes?
Yeah, but then they're going to say, oh, but look at the receivers he has. He doesn't have to do that much. And I'm like, that's not the point. If you're a quarterback that has great stats, you're throwing to somebody. Fernando Mendoza, as much as he may not have a Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate, but he has two very good receivers. And he's going to have a high. He played badly in some of those games, but he managed to come back and they still won the game.
And it's a Heisman moment.
Right.
But that's the thing, is Julian Sand is yet to truly play bad.
Isn't
that? Now, no one has like a shit ton of yards this year.
No. College football has kind of went backwards a little bit when it comes to that because of the clock rules. I think college football teams are starting to be like, hey, we have 16 games. We're not going to play pedal to the metal all the time. I feel like there's a little bit of an NFL shift.
Balance.
There's an NFL shift in the way that college football teams play.
A good balance to college football now, to where running the ball is now a lot more effective than it used to be at points. Like back in 2014, running the ball was fucking non-existent.
Controlling the game by running the football is a lot more appealing now. It is because of clock rules. It really does. It's NFL like.
But again, it's just. There is not a better college football quarterback than Julian Sand.
I just think a Joe Burrow season of having 60 touchdowns is not going to happen anymore. It's just not. It's just not. It's just not going to happen. It's just like having that much, because you know how fast that LSU played. You can't. No team's going to sit there and play like that all the time anymore.
I do remember that they were just throwing that bitch up.
They were just throwing it. They didn't care. But again, their defense wasn't as great, and they were in a lot of shootouts.
He also didn't have a lot of interceptions, though.
Right, exactly. But he was very efficient. But I'm just like playing that.
I think he only had like 9.
Playing at that pace at every game in the season is not going to happen because of how many games that they have to play throughout the year now. If you win a national championship, you're playing 16 games. Mm-hmm. So like NFL, it's really NFL.
Preservative.
Yeah, conservative. controlling the game. Like, you're playing a MAC team now. You're not going to sit there and just put up 70. You're like, hey, let's run the football a little bit. Let's work on some things.
And then still put up 70.
Yeah, let's do it. But they're not going to sit here and be like, hey, we're just going to throw it 40 times.
We're methodically. We're doing
Right.
24 chunks of each quarter.
I think Ohio State's doing better than anybody else, but I think that's what the college football is doing in general. So
That shit makes me question
I
Ohio
just-
State all the time. If I'll look at the score and it's like 14-7, I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing? And I'll look at it again and it's like, 58-3 to 7.
yeah, it's just like, so Team of North, we should win the game as long as Ryan Day has learned his lesson. I think he has. Ohio State's a much better team than they were last year, and as the spread isn't as big, because last year was a 20-point spread, now it's only at 9.5. I'm going to bet it both ways, no matter what. I think Ohio State does what they have to do, and I think they're going to put up fireworks. I really do think Ryan Day's going to run the score up. I don't think he cares. I think he wants to nip this rivalry stuff, and not nip the whole rivalry, but nip the he can't beat Team Up North stuff in the nip in the bud. And he wants to get to this Ohio State team going to, get some bigger goals that they have on their list to get done this year. Because I think Julian Sand is going to make great decisions. And he's going to get the ball. And I think Underwood is going to, he's going to throw some picks. I think it's going to be, Caleb Downs is going to bait him into a decision he doesn't want to make. And I think he's going to get a pick in this game. So I think Ohio State wins this game. They're going to win it by multiple scores. 14 to 21 points. I really do. I think this is the year, man. I really do.
All right, bro. You sound like a delusional Cowboys fan now.
I may be, but I also, if you look at these two teams in paper, if you take the names, if you take the Ohio State, take all the color, everything off the helmets and everything off the uniforms, you just look at these two teams, Ohio State is the much better football team.
That was great. They were last year too. So
They were. And
I'm just saying, history tends to repeat itself.
okay. Let me ask you this question. You don't have any skin in this game. Would you put money on Michigan to win Team Up North win this game?
I wouldn't bet on it, but I could foresee it.
You really think they win this game? Do you have real conviction on Team Up North winning this game?
Yeah. 4 years is a long fucking time to not learn a fucking mistake. 4 years is a long fucking time to, I'm going to fuck up and run the ball straight at a team.
That happened last year, not the years before that.
That's fine. Okay, cool. Yeah. You lost to a motherfucker who couldn't throw the ball down the field. You lost to fucking J.J. McCarthy. That's who beat you.
Yeah, he did.
Fuck if they knew your plays. You've been the better team for 4 fucking years. The year they went to the national championship, they were not better than you.
They were better than us.
No, their roster was not better than yours.
Our defense was awful.
Your roster was by far way fucking better than them. Your goddamn offense was so much better than them.
Oh, by the way, we had Kyle McCord that year too. They were better than us.
My bad. The year before, where you had C.J. Stroud.
They were cheating the two C.J. Stroud years. They cheated.
Yeah, Ryan Day also probably called the shittiest offense I've ever seen in my fucking life. No, C.J. Stroud was out there fighting for his fucking life.
He threw for 350 yards in those games.
Yes, and some of those catches weren't fucking made because he was out there fighting for his life because your O-line was shit.
It wasn't our O-line. It was our defense that was letting them get big running plays that kind of kept them be able to control the game. In those 2 years, they were cheating, and our defense was not as good, okay? And then in the Kyle McCord year, it was Kyle McCord. They were the national championship team. They were the much better team than us that year. For that year, they were the better team.
I disagree.
They were,
You dropped the ball
and the fact if we would have had C.J. Stroud in that game, we probably would have won it. But Kyle McCord was our quarterback, and it was what it was. Last year, Ryan Day shit down his own leg, and we beat ourselves in that game. That team up north did not beat us. We beat ourselves. And that's exactly what happened. And I think Ryan Day has learned his lesson, specifically in that way. I don't think Ryan Day is going to sit there and run up the middle and say, hey, we're just going to keep running the football down the middle of the middle of the defense and help out that way. But here's the thing. Even if that was the case, team up north, they don't have as good of a defense they had last year. They don't have 2 first-round picks at defensive tackle anymore. So all of that being the case, I think Ryan Day has learned his lesson, and I think Ohio State will make the world a little bit better a place by being on top of this rivalry for next year.
I'm not putting blind faith in somebody that should have won this game.
I don't expect you to. I don't. I'm not sitting here saying that it should be an all I'm not even saying I don't have doubts. I do. I think in the back of my brain, I have a little bit of like, oh man, what if he hasn't? But I think based off the run they went off last year, I think he's learned his lesson.
I have been tame about this loss probably the last 3 years.
You have.
You lose again. I'm letting loose on you day of.
Okay.
I can't, dude. Because now I got questions for this motherfucker. Because it is an actual fucking hiccup.
Yeah.
Because let alone there's a year where Michigan is as good as you, or you guys are close and you lose this game, it does fuck your season. Michigan's not a team that's going to stay out and trash forever, especially with a quarterback like Bryce Underwood, who's only going to be getting better. So there's going to be years, probably in the near future, where if you don't win this game, it will fuck you.
Maybe
and
that's definitely a chance.
If he is unable to beat Michigan, it is just a fucking crutch in his brain that he can't do it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I say you let his ass go. You bounce his ass. Get the fuck out of here. It is crazy to me. What makes Ohio State in my brain is playing Michigan. That's what makes them in my brain.
I think
it is crazy to me that a national championship is worth more than a rivalry that has existed before these fucking colleges did. That's crazy to me.
Maybe it is to you.
That's crazy.
I'm not even saying it's like it's a hard decision.
Different point of my team's a lot different than you. I'm cool with a fucking bowl game.
Right.
So it's a lot different. You can have higher expectations and higher ambitions, but not beating my rival every fucking year, I'd rather die.
I get what you're saying.
We haven't beat him in the last 3, and it fucking kills me.
I get what you're saying. I do.
So
I think Ryan Day will fix it. I really do. I really think Ryan Day and this team will fix it this year. I really do.
When it happens, if it happens, I'll give you my apology. I'll give you just dues. He did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't,
he does have to prove
I'm going to rain hell.
And I'll be ready to accept that.
I've given Ohio State everything this year. I have nothing bad to say about this team. Anything I had bad to say, it was proven, and they showed me what was right.
Yeah.
And I don't like being nice. So let Ryan Day give me a reason.
And I don't like being nice.
I don't like giving Ohio State their just dues. I fucking hate Ohio State. I don't hate them as much in Michigan, but fuck Ohio State. And if you give another fucking reason, I've said all year there is not a team close to you. Indiana, frauds. They don't play nobody. They're frauds.
They did play Oregon.
They're not that good.
And beat them in their house.
Oregon's not that good.
They weren't. They
so
don't think.
A whole lot of questions of a lot of these top teams. OSU's the only team I got no questions about. Indiana's defense is bad. Oregon's not the team they've been in the past. OSU's the only team I've given you your credit all fucking year. You give me a reason not to give you your fucking credit, I'm gonna fucking tear you a new fucking asshole, dude.
I know. And I'm willing to accept that. Like I said, I'm more fearful for Ryan Day than I am myself.
You fucking should be.
I am. Like
it means more to OSU fans. To majority of OSU fans, Michigan is the end all be all. The year ends for them right there.
I know. And that's, again, for my mentality, I think that's stupid.
Again, 10 years from now, it'll be completely fucking different.
Probably. Yeah, no, it for sure will be.
National championship means everything.
Again, I've already said this plenty of times. My world changed when we lost to SEC teams 2 years in a row in the national championship game when the story became Ohio State can't beat the SEC. I think that's when my world changed. That's when a national championship became so important to me. That was it. Like, that was the moment.
Clemson twice.
Oh, yes. We did lose to Clemson that one year, and then Ryan Day had to come back and beat them with Fields. No, for sure. No, so, like, but the narrative of, like, Ohio State can't win a national championship because they can't beat the SEC, I think that was when the seed was planted in my brain, and then it has grown itself into not just being a seedling, but a tree in my brain that's like, hey, winning a national championship is the end-all, be-all, because that's the only goal that every team in all of college football shares, no matter who you are, and that is something that you could sit on top of everybody. Beating that team up north is a singular personal goal of both Ohio State fans and the Ohio State players, but that national championship is the one thing that you can take that you're taking it from somebody else that feels like they deserve it.
Another question. You think if you were to ask a former OSU player, you think they'd feel the same?
That hasn't won a championship or that has? That's the question.
Because you can Jack Sawyer.
He said winning a national championship was more important.
I think he's fucking lying. And I think he's lying because he's an Ohio kid. We're beating Michigan's everything.
I think he has accepted that not beating them is a big issue, but he said there's no way, because the question comes down to, would you rather have won the national championship or beat the team up north? He's like, I'm going to take the national championship because that's the biggest goal for everybody.
But I feel like in his brain, that's not his goal.
No, but in his heart, that may not be. That's the difference. I think if any type of conventional wisdom, the national championship's the bigger goal. That should be the thing you strive for every year. But in your heart, then that's where the question is for me. In my brain, I'm like, winning the national championship's the more important, the biggest thing you can possibly do, and that you're taking from somebody else. But the beating the team up north is a very singular personal goal of just Ohio State, in a way that just beating them nationally doesn't matter. Beating team up north doesn't take a championship away from Alabama that could have won it, or an LSU. They can still win that championship. They'll look at you like, fuck you, we're the SEC and we have the national championship, SEC over everything. But you go win a national championship, those teams ain't got nothing to say. They can't say, oh, you beat the teams of your stupid Big Ten conference. No, we went and took it from y'all. If y'all wanted that and we took it from you. Okay. I'm just like, nobody's going to sit there and look at me and be like, hey, beating the team at North should be more important than winning a national championship. I'm like, I'll be the first person to say, why not both? But I'm not going to sit here and be made to feel bad because I want to win. I'm happier about winning my national championship, and I wouldn't give that up even for beating Team Up North. I wouldn't. That's not how I feel. That's honest. And again, the only reason I'd feel bad for Ohio State losing this game, because not only would it feel bad for me, but I feel more bad for Ryan Day, because people will give him shit and give not just him. I think giving him shit's more than fair, but giving his family shit, harassing his family, his kids, his wife, way far. And I think people go way too far about that stuff all the time. It does matter, but it can go way too far. And I think a lot of people go way too far at that matter. Yes, there is. I think maybe social media has opened the door for harassment in a different way.
Whatever you want to say, bro. I disagree with you on this.
That's fine.
If we were to talk about it like an NFL statement of if we're playing, I'm playing, but I want to play for a Super Bowl.
No, I think my thinking is more of an NFL type style. Like, hey, if you're the Bengals and you lose to the Steelers, that doesn't end your life. Like, hey, we have 16 other games we have to play, and we can go win a Super Bowl. Like, losing a game against a specific team does not end your season in the same way it does in college football.
I agree, but again, a lot of the division opponents you play twice.
Right, for sure.
It's a lot different in college football. Again,
exactly.
It's different.
I think I have a more NFL-style brain when it comes to the goals of the season. Again, in a way that I think a lot of more college football purists, they're like, hey, the original rivalries mean more than anything. The national championship doesn't mean as much. And I'm like, I'm not going to tell anybody that they're wrong for feeling that way. Just like I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. Look, but I think winning a national championship is the ultimate goal.
Not as good. There is no national championship in my fucking future.
Right, so you don't even have a.
I don't even have those dreams.
Right, for sure. Yeah.
I just want to make a bowl game.
No, I got you.
So I think I would understand the statement more if my team was a consistent 10-win team. But getting to 6 is hard.
You're telling me.
So I look at it differently. If my team could win one game, and as long as it's against Michigan, that's all that matters to me. Compared to you are going to be a 11-win team, a 10-win team. You are making the playoff. It's a difference of we are two different colleges.
Yeah, there's just two different roads here, and I'm not saying it, when you're telling me these things, I'm telling you you're wrong. Just like I'm not going to tell anybody else that they are. But I'm not going to sit here and feel bad for feeling the way I do either, and that's where I sit.
Okay.
All right, that's it. We've talked about like I said, you kind of egged me on to talking longer about it than I wanted to.
How long did we talk about it?
Like a good 20, 30 minutes or so. Like,
Ooh.
Yeah. We're sitting at just at like an hour and 20, so not terrible. Why would you unplug your mic? That is a terrible thing that you do. Yeah, it's working now. It's all good. No, you've been talking. No, you were fine. All All right, let's get to the NFL. Let's do the recap of all the NFL games last week before we get to the prediction of Week 13, which is this upcoming week. So, when it comes to our records, last week I went 10-4. Jace went 11-3. The one split we had was the Pittsburgh-Chicago game because, like I said, was going to happen. As soon as I started believing them a little bit and think they're going to win the football game, they lose because, they suck and Chicago beat us. But let's actually...
puts me another game up.
You're 4 games ahead now. So let's actually start with that game. I already talked about it. Steelers-Bears. Bears win the game 31-28. Caleb Williams, again, he didn't play great again, but guess what happened? Is that he made the plays that needed to be had. There was a wide open touchdown to DJ Moore. It was insane the fact that he was as open as he was. And even with TJ Watt making the big play of getting the sack fumble in the end zone that got that got Pittsburgh a touchdown, it didn't matter because the Steelers couldn't get off the field on third down on defense. And for Mason Rudolph, who was the starter in this game, they did not trust him to throw more than 10 yards down the field. And he just kept dinking and dunking all the way down the field, and they couldn't get the job done. The biggest play for Pittsburgh was a 50-yard. Did you see the fake tush push they did? It was a fake tush push, and then all they did was hand it off to our running Kenneth Gainwell, and he ran it for to the outside and ran it. It was like a 50-something yard play. I don't know why more teams don't do that because everybody has to commit so much to the tush push. Why won't you kind of make off variations of that play at all?
We were saying that a year ago about the Eagles of why don't y'all do more trick plays doing this?
Everybody has to commit so much that you could easily make it happen, but they just keep sticking to it at all times. But it just, again, as soon as I start to believe in the Steelers at all, it kind of goes the other way. Offense is bad. I'm off on the DK Metcalf thing because here's what pisses me off more than anything. Old boy, George Pickens. I grew to hate him. So I was a George Pickens apologist for so long until I went to that game last year while I was seeing him not trying, and it totally turned me off for the whole situation, right? But now I'm watching him go to the Cowboys, and he's playing the way he's playing right now. He's playing better than CeeDee Lamb right now, and he's making big plays. He's getting the ball. And again, he has better quarterback play than anything we can produce right now. So maybe that was the biggest issue. Maybe if we just had a better quarterback to throw to him, we wouldn't have never had the issues that we had with him. But even still, I will still contend that if they don't pay him, if they give him a franchise tag, I think a lot of those issues will still come back up because he does let his emotion get the best of him, especially in football games. Yeah. If he's not feeling great off the field, he's not going to come and make the decision he needs to make on the field. And he's going to not try. Not trying is in his DNA. And I feel like that is something that you just can't have in the sport of football. So all of those things can definitely be the case. But I'm looking at what we traded for DK Metcalf, that second-round pick, and we paid him all that money.
I told you it was too much.
And then, no, for sure. And I thought we were going to be able to get close to what.
I told you it was too much.
And it wasn't even close to that. Because here's the thing. Maybe it's a little bit less than because our quarterback play is not good and we can't throw the football down the field. Maybe.
I don't think he was ever that good.
And it doesn't help that JSN, without DK Metcalf there, is now setting records.
Dog.
JSN, 11 games in, has already beat DK.
He broke DK's record.
For most yards in a season.
And it took DK, 14 games?
No, a whole season.
In 11 games.
And he's done it, and he's already beat it in 11 games.
I told you, DK Metcalf was not that good.
And I'm seeing this, and it totally has turned me off the whole situation. I want to get rid of him, too. Trade everybody, hit reset, let's be fucking done.
I don't understand.
But they're never going to do it. They're not going to try. And the first thing is you're going to fire Tomlin. I don't think Tomlin's the issue because it's a organizational issue. The organization doesn't want to be bad enough to lose the season because they want to hold on to this we're going after it every year mentality. The Patriots had to be awful for 3 years, and now they're back. They only lost 2 games on the year.
It took them 3 years.
They did 3 years of terrible losing, and now they're back because guess what? They had a top 5 pick and picked up Drake May.
Yeah.
You're never going
round pick this last year, and guys.
You're never going to get a quarterback of that caliber in the nowadays,
20s, dude. It's not going to work
unless you're willing to give up heaven and earth to go and trade up, like the Kansas City Chiefs did when they got Patrick Mahomes. They were in the 20s and traded up with Buffalo to get him at pick 11 or something like that and picked up Patrick Mahomes, one of the biggest mistakes the Bills ever did. But, like, that is what you need to do. But guess what? The Steelers are never going to do that, and their evaluation is never good enough. So you have to suck for a little bit to get back to where you need to go, and the Steelers aren't going to do that. And that's what pissed me off. That's not Tomlin's fault. Mm-hmm. So I don't think that's necessarily the issue. So I'm just sitting here like, shit ain't going to change. It's the same shit, different year, same shit, different year, whatever it is.
Different day.
It doesn't matter. This is the same Steelers team. I talk to the same Pittsburgh fan at the gym all the time, and after this loss, he finally is on my side where I've been negative about him all year. I'm like, this team ain't it. We should be losing games, and he's been like, start of the year all positive. He's like, we can do it. Aaron Rodgers can be that guy, and he's like, I'm finally on your side. I think I'm ready. I'm here with you now, and I'm like, unless we beat the Bills, and I'll feel differently. No, don't do that. Don't fall for that fucking trap because it's a bad one. It's not going to happen. We're not beating the fucking Bills. I don't care. Josh Allen is going to dick us down. But if we, but here's the thing. I think it's actually worse if we beat them because it'll give fans a chance to feel hope again. And I'm like, don't do it. Hope is a terrible drug. It can be a terrible disease that can blind you from the truth. And the Steelers suck. So we lost to the Bears. It wasn't a good game. We should have lost. We were terrible. Even though T.J. Watt did their thing. Like, there were times where the Steelers defense did it, and then they were bad at other spots. It's a whole thing. It's a whole... Patriots-Bengals. Patriots won the game 26-20. Did you see the 10 play saga where they were at the goal line, and there was 10 plays that they were at the goal line and couldn't get the touchdown until they finally did, and then it was such a weird thing. The Patriots couldn't get rid of you. You guys did what you had to do. Joe Flacco made some decent plays even without having Jamar Chase. He came out with an apology and didn't say shit about Ramsey. He said, I apologize to the Pittsburgh Steelers organization. I apologize to the Bengals organization. I apologize to the fans. I apologize to everybody. But he did not say Ramsey's name once in that whole 2-3 paragraphs that he wrote on his statement. I'm like, that's some real hate. That's some real hate right there. Again, I'm never gonna know what what Ramsey said. I don't think he said anything bad enough to get spit on. But I'm not gonna delve unless he said I
watched Jalen Ramsey make AJ Green mad enough to where an AJ Green swinging a straight helmet.
Yeah,
straight helmet. Didn't even try to take his helmet off. He's just swinging a straight helmet. AJ Green, who the year before, I shit you not, broke a finger in his hand. Straight helmet.
Look, I know Ramsey's...
Real quick, AJ Green was a pretty even-keeled dude.
Yeah, I'm very understanding
straight
of that.
Fucking helmet. Didn't even try to rip his helmet off. Just threw him to the ground. AJ Green's a big dude. He's 6'4", had like a 6'7" wingspan.
Yeah, I agree.
Bam! 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 He got like 7 good punches in.
Ramsey's an asshole. I'm more than okay
he's
saying that.
Short said something good enough to get spit on.
There's practically nothing you can say that's getting spit on is worth it. Is a just conclusion.
Cap.
I just don't think so. I don't think that's the case.
Cap.
Okay.
See, I've spit on somebody, so there's a difference.
We agree to disagree, I think, maybe, possibly.
Nah, there's several things you could say to get you spit on.
Maybe we're just different.
Spitting on people, me and you both learned from a very young age. That is the pinnacle of disrespect.
Yeah. That's like saying a person is like not even the same worth as the ground.
Yes.
You spit on the ground. You don't spit on people.
Yeah.
So I'm not going on that route. But I'm saying even without Jamar Chase, you guys did okay. You did have a bunch of injuries in that game. Yoshi Voss was your leading receiver because T. Higgins ended up leaving this game with an injury at some point. But you guys stayed in the game. Joe Flacco did enough. He'd had a pick. Drake May threw that pick 6. I'm not sure where he was throwing that ball to. But Drake May, I've been saying he's Josh Allen light, but it's becoming more and more true as we go because Drake May has those plays where you're like, what the fuck were you thinking making that play?
You're telling me, real quick, I watched the game for like a couple minutes because I was in the passenger seat. Right?
Yeah.
We were driving somewhere. I'm watching it. Don't throw that ball. Don't throw that ball. Don't throw that ball. Right to the defender.
I don't understand Drake May. He's just like he just threw that ball and I'm like the save you guys picked it off. It was Geno Stone picked it off and he took it all the way back to the house. I'm sitting there like that's not a throw you should make. And I'm just sitting there like Drake May has his moments.
Pick six too.
Did he throw a pick six?
Have you not seen it?
I did not see the pick six. No.
Pull that shit up. I
have
need
fun
you
here.
to know. Hey, I got you. I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up in the meantime.
Let me unlock my phone first. If you think you're on my lock button, Negro. YouTube, I'm guessing.
I'll pull that shit up. It is the. Please don't throw that ball.
Yeah, Drake May did everything. I don't understand what they're doing with Travion Henderson, man. Like, I see this. They had 18 carries still, so like he didn't. So he got a bunch of carries. I thought even that wasn't enough because they used Ramondre Stevenson. Drake May ran the football 5 times. It's just like now seeing it, I'm like they did run Travion a lot, but I didn't feel like it. Maybe I would because I wasn't paying attention as much. But Hunter Henry was leading receiver for the Patriots. They did what they were supposed to do. The game should not have been as close as it was, but it was. Drake May made that big pick six, which is a definite issue. Oh yeah, he did throw that pick six. Now that I think about it, still show me the replay of it, but it was just, the Bengals. They're 3-8 now, so they're technically they're 2 games behind where the Ravens and Steelers are at right now, which is why I'm seeing the play here.
Nope, not this one.
Right? Okay.
But if you ever need to explain to somebody what a pick six is, you show them this play.
Oh.
Don't throw that ball.
Yeah, that's
don't throw that ball.
That's not a ball you throw.
Dude,
he saw the defender sitting there, and he's like, I can get it there before he does. He's like, I can get it to the back before he gets there.
Chase Brown in the fucking brain. And Jones just, I'm going to go get that.
Took it.
And, dude, started the play. You know where he's going.
He sees him, and he's like, oh, he's there. I can get it there before he gets there. And he did. It wasn't even close. Jones didn't even have to hit third gear to get that ball.
Nope. He hit it. All he did was hit a sprint.
Hit a little sprint and got it. It was easy.
That's where the game started. That was like the second play I saw after that catch to Gesicki. That was the second play I saw.
Gesicki had a pretty good decent. Here's the thing: he got injured and then he fell off the face of the earth. And then he came back and he was like a big part of the offense again. Not having not having Chase.
Probably it was going to disappear because Joe Burrow's coming back and Joe Burrow liked Gesicki.
Yeah, for sure.
So Noah Fant was going to disappear regardless. But again, I watched. I was like, I'm going to tune in just for a second. Tuned in and then tune the fuck back out.
I get it. No, I do.
I can't. It is the biggest roller coaster of we are in games for so long or we're not in games at all that it's like I'm about to watch a game that maybe that's a mixed bag.
Yeah, I totally
agree.
agree.
This Thanksgiving, Joe Burrow's probably going to put up fucking 40. Or he's going to be god-awful because it's his first game in a while.
And here's the problem. It's just we're going to get to it because we're going to have to do the prediction, but the Ravens have not been good. No. And if you guys win this game, you'll only be a game behind.
If we win
and you'll have a tiebreaker over them.
If we win this game, I'm going to become...
Or no, you'll be tied because didn't you already play the Ravens this year and you lost? Or you still have to play them?
Yes, we lost them.
So you'd be tied with them and then you still have to play... You're tied with the Steelers too, right? So you just have to have that better record. And you're good. So like you're only 2 games behind. That's gonna be the part where you're gonna have to be sucked back in because there's still a chance and Joe Burrow is going to do it.
I refuse. I hope Joe Burrow is as rusty as he's ever been. I don't want this, dude. I want a top 10 pick. We don't need this. We have a 1% chance to make the playoffs. No one believes we are making the playoffs.
And if you do, the defense is not going to give.
What's the point?
Yeah.
I'm about to watch you go up there and put 60 up on a team to still lose by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this no more. Or watch you go. I hope to God y'all don't just. Joe Burrow comes back and goes, bulldoze, rest of the schedule, bulldoze the playoffs, get the Super Bowl. Now you're playing the Lions. Now you're playing the Eagles.
Playing the Rams.
Now you're playing. Not again.
Not again. You can't do that again.
If I have to sit back and let's say we do make the Super Bowl and we're playing the Rams, I'm going to be an alcoholic. I'm going to be drunk during the game because I cannot watch history repeat itself. Matthew Stafford is a fucking laser. He is a goddamn robot.
He's back to it, man. He really is. I have a question for you later after we recap all these games.
He was like all those years. It was T-Bone because T-Bone's better at sports. Common Man's the funny. T-Bone was like all those years in Detroit will never do him true justice.
Yeah.
Because you're talking, he is a guaranteed Hall of Fame quarterback. He's on any of the team for the first 10 years of his career.
Yeah. Even though you do have to put a little bit on him that the team didn't do more, but the lines were so bad.
No, you don't. You can put because there was several years where he got them into the playoffs and they didn't deserve it.
Do you know how many Pro Bowls he has?
Not enough.
He's only made the Pro Bowl 3 times.
Is that of his volition or the Lions being bad?
The Pro Bowl isn't even close. Like, the Pro Bowl is a individual thing. Like, that is not a team thing necessarily. Okay. You know how many times Russell Wilson made the Pro Bowl? 10.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a lot of players that have, like, over 10 times, and he's, like, doesn't really have a lot of the personal stats necessary to, like, really being, like, the
Broncos and AFC team?
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm starting to not be able to think of good NFC quarterbacks. And you're starting to lose me. You're starting to gain me over a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to not think of very many good NFC quarterbacks during the time he was in Detroit.
Aaron Rodgers.
And Russell Wilson. So why does he only have 3?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me look it up. Hold on, let me make sure. Stafford awards. Let's see here. Sorry, he's been a Pro Bowler twice, not 3 times.
Damn.
That Pro Bowl, like everybody gets the Pro Bowl. Mac Jones has been a Pro Bowler. Mac fucking Jones has been a Pro Bowler. So, like,
Pro Bowl don't mean shit.
But again, the fact you only have 2.
Again, is that something he just only has 2, or is he declined it?
No, because if you're in, then you're still given the honor of that. Even if you decline going, you're still considered a Pro Bowler. He's made the Pro Bowl in 2014 and 2023. Those are the 2 years he's made the Pro Bowl. I'm just saying, it is.
Better pull the Lions records from those years.
Oh no, the Lions sucked. Like, they were bad for most of it. But the Pro Bowl is an individual thing. That is not.
Okay, how many years did he play with Calvin Johnson?
Oh, he had to have been like 7 or 8 years, something like that.
I don't remember Calvin Johnson after 2015.
Yeah.
16, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. That is 7 years. Even the years they had Calvin Johnson, they were still pretty ass.
When did Calvin Johnson retire? 2016. So he was gone after 2016.
Again, they were still ass.
No, I get it. No, I get what you're saying. The team.
You're saying it's an individual stat, but he is the kind of guy to where fuck my stats, I want to win.
I get what you're saying.
He's probably making plays that aren't the best plays because he's trying to win a football game.
Again, he left the team and went straight and won a Super Bowl right away. So, like, that is all thing. But I was just saying that it's not necessarily like he probably is the way pace he's on right now. He might be at an MVP level right now. He might win an MVP with the way he's playing. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. Let's get to the rest of these games. I don't want to go too long here. Giants-Lions. Lions win the game 34-27 in overtime. Jahmyr Gibbs was awesome. He had like 200 and he had 219 yards rushing, and then you add another 45 yards receiving. He had 3 touchdowns. He was awesome in this game. He was the only really great thing in this game, to be totally honest with you. Jameis was great though. 18 of 36 for 366 yards, 2 touchdowns and interception. He also had a touchdown catch.
Yeah, I saw that.
Where he had got out of the tackle and then he made the Heisman pose after. It was a whole thing. Again, Jameis, Heisman winner, if you didn't know. Like a lot of
Quick, a blowout Heisman winner.
Oh yeah, he was awesome. And he was awesome in that year with Florida State. But he gave you everything in this game. He did the great things. He gives you a lot of charisma. He wasn't really efficient, but he threw for almost 400 yards, 2 touchdowns, had the pick.
Oh, this is another thing I'm in Team was talking about. This is more fun. He was like, if I'm a Giants fan, this is more fun.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I would prefer to just watch this the rest of the year.
But guess what? They're gonna have old boy Jackson Dart back. He'll be back healthy again. He brings you fun too.
He does, but not in the same way of goddamn. That's a 70-yard bomb.
I think Jackson Dart gives you stuff like that too.
Nope, not like Jameis Winston. If he's throwing that bitch up, it's going up.
Yeah,
you don't know who's down there, but it's going up.
Mm-hmm.
I think again, if as a Bengals fan, I was praying they were trading for Jameis Winston. Because I was getting to that point where I still kind of wanted to win, but
right.
Jake Browning wasn't giving that.
Right. At least let me have some fun.
It. Throw in Jameis Winston with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. It's going to be a ball.
It'll be electric.
We're going to win
No
a couple
question.
games, unfortunately, but it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah.
When they traded for Joe Flacco, and I was like, nope, fuck this. I'm done. But again, as just a fan, if I'm a fan of a bad team, I'm letting Jameis start for me for fucking 16.
Yeah, no, I get no. Makes total sense.
16, that motherfucker starting.
It'll at least be fun. You'll lose, but it'll be fun.
It'll at least be fun to watch.
Yeah.
And
the Giants had a real chance to win this game. They really did.
Jameis ain't a bad quarterback. He just don't make great decisions.
Right. Yeah. I totally agree.
That's his only flaw. He don't make good decisions.
Yeah.
He's also not the most efficient in the world.
Right.
But again, he'd probably be a starting quarterback if he made better decisions.
No, for sure. Heck, 30 touchdowns, 30 picks. That's all I need to say. That's a history sort of moment in a
30
season.
for 30.
30 and 30. Jared Goff wasn't great for another game. He doesn't believe in his protection at all. But guess what? That's getting fixed. He's going to have his all-pro center, Frank Ragnow, back after he unretires. Like I told you before with the pod, like he should have just said, I'm taking a break. Dude. Like, that's all it was. Because if you're just going to come back, then what the fuck are you retiring for? Like, what's the point? But he's back. He's gonna. That's going to be a big boost to their offensive line, a little bit more trust. Help Jared Goff out, make him feel a little more comfortable with his offensive line in front of him. And Amon St. Brown played great in this game. 9 catches.
Asked him to come back?
Huh?
Did they ask him to come back?
Yeah, I think Ragnow made first contact. Because I think they probably respect the decision. Because not to mention, would you want to pay him? Because once he's off your books, you're not paying him no more. So, like, I think he kind of called and was like, hey, would you be interested if I was willing to come back? And they probably looked at him and said, yeah? All-pro center, we'll take you, buddy. Ragnow's a center, right?
Yes.
It's like there's no doubt. And I think Ragnow, like, he's still a pretty young guy. He wasn't like an old player at all.
29.
So, like, he still had plenty of years in front of him. So, like, I think they're more than happy to bring him back. And again, this Lions team, when they're playing great, like they have a pass rush. Their secondary ain't great, but their pass rush is good enough to get after anybody. And if Jared Goff is just a little bit comfortable in the pocket, he'll get the ball to anybody, and they'll run the football like crazy. And Jahmyr Gibbs is playing at an all-pro level right now. Like I said, almost 300 yards worth of offense by himself. So, and Amon St. Brown's still there. I'm still not a fan of Dan Campbell calling plays. Like he did terribly that game against the Bills? No, who they play with?
I thought it was Commanders.
No, he did the Commanders game and they won. It was a blowout. And then it was the Eagles game where they only scored 9 points. It was an awful moment and all of that. So it looked like that he gave it back to the offensive coordinator because he didn't have the glasses on trying to read the plays at all. So, but I'm just like, is there a real chance Ben Johnson was the real secret sauce to that whole thing? Maybe offensively, but it felt like the Lions kind of lost all of their swagger altogether, which is like, it wasn't just offense, it was defensively too. Even with all the injuries, they felt like they had a swagger to them, and it just feels like they don't have that same swagger. And I don't think Ben Johnson was the only reason they had it, but like maybe. But again, that's the problem when you have a coach that doesn't really coach one side of the football, is that when you can have a little bit of a brain drain when your defensive coordinator, your offensive coordinator leave. And that's what happened to them. And they both left. And
I also think he's a culture coach.
no, I totally agree. Yeah, for sure.
He's not a coach.
Not an X's and O's guy. Okay, yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah, for sure.
It starts on Tuesday, and we keep it going until Sunday. He's that kind of guy.
Yeah.
Of the work starts when the game ends. He's that kind of coach. He gets the players to buy into what the lines are, but he's not a call a play kind of coach.
Which he tried to be, but it
don't think it's
not
him.
working out. Next game, Packers Vikings. J.J. McCarthy is fucking awful.
God, he's dog shit.
12 of 19 for 87 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 picks. With Justin Jefferson, and Jordan Addison, T.J. Hawkinson.
You got the weapons.
Aaron Jones, with all the weapons in the fucking world, and this dude can't throw at all. And again, I was never a believer in him coming out of college.
Hey, you miss Sam Darnold now?
I think they wanted him back, but guess what? He just wanted to get paid more money and like all of that.
It worked.
And Sam Darnold's going and killing it in Seattle right now.
They're making the playoffs.
And J.J. McCarthy can't fucking do anything.
Real quick, Justin Jefferson requests a trade, right?
I don't think he's going to request a trade because I think getting rid of the quarterback is a lot easier than ever, even if they're a first-round pick.
Mm-hmm. Getting a new quarterback ain't.
That's true. You either got to go.
What I think his problem's going to be is I'm done losing.
Yeah.
I would like to go somewhere else.
And here's my thing. I think he'd be more okay losing if at least they were getting him the fucking football. He had 4 catches for 48 yards. Like, not only are we losing, but I'm not even getting my stats. JSN has now passed me up as being the best receiver in the NFL because he's killing it with Sam Darnold.
Well, he was never number 1, so you know.
Who? Oh, yeah, you still think Jamar Chase. For sure. Okay, fine. Great. I'm not going to go down that road with you. I'm not going to do it.
I'm sorry. Who had the Triple Crown last year?
I agree. No, I agree. Fine. Cool. I was just saying it from Justin Jefferson's point of view.
Justin Jefferson can come be a Bengal.
You don't need that in your life, okay?
Add more offense.
But it was J.J. McCarthy was so bad that Jordan Love, 14 of 21, 139 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 picks. Didn't have to do shit. They ran the football very effectively. They didn't even have why am I forgetting his name? The running back that you hate. Josh Jacobs. He didn't even play in this game. It was Emmanuel Wilson, 28 carries, 107 yards, 2 touchdowns. They won 23-6. This game was not close. J.J. McCarthy is ass. They're either going to have to go draft another guy or they're going to have to go sign somebody in the offseason because I think you have a quarterback head coach. Like, this is a guy that's an offense coordinator, and he's made it work. He had Sam Darnold playing like awesome last year. They wanted to keep Daniel Jones in the offseason. He decided to go play for the Colts where he's low-key turned into a pumpkin as of recently, but we'll get to that here in a minute. But, like, he's made a lot of other quarterbacks work, and this J.J. McCarthy guy can't do fucking shit. He's awful. But Packers won that game. Seahawks defense took a day off because their defense did not show up whatsoever. They let the Titans score 24 points in this game, a team that really can't score at all. But Seahawks won the game 30-24. JSN, 8 catches, 167 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He's absolutely amazing. He's leading receiver right now, both in catches and in receiving yards. We mentioned earlier, he already's breaking this Seattle record for receiving yards in a season. He's only 11 games in. Kenneth Walker is finally starting to make a few plays. He's not really running the football all that effectively, but they're not asking him to. They're getting the ball throwing, running, catching it and running. Zach Charbonnet is getting involved. He had a touchdown in this game. Sam Darnold, 16 of 26, 244, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks. Again, against this Tennessee team, they didn't really need him to go off, but they did enough. They threw the ball to JSN a bunch, and they won this game. Cam Ward, 28 of 42, 256, 1 touchdown, 0 picks. Might be his best game as a pro so far. Cam Ward also was leading rusher in this game, had a touchdown run. The leading receiver for them was Gunnar Helm, their tight end that they drafted out of Texas in the draft this past year, which is a definite issue. Their best receiver as right now is Chimere Dike, which is like, who knows who that guy is? Five catches, 44 yards, and a touchdown.
Who the fuck is that?
They need receivers so bad.
Dude, say his name one more time.
Chimere Dike. Dike, by the way, is how it's spelled. DK, but it's DK, but it really spells Dyke.
D-I-K. That's Dyke.
Well, but actually, I think it's D-Y-K-E. That's how Dyke is spelled.
Yeah, no, that's Dyke.
But yeah, so like that's your best receiver that you have on this team. So you need running backs, you need receivers, you need to help this guy out, and their defense is nothing.
O-line, you need DBs, you need defensive line.
Everything.
Only thing you don't need right now.
You need a coach.
Yeah. I shit you not.
Everything
The only thing you don't need
is a quarterback.
is a quarterback.
Cam Ward is really good.
Which for most teams, that's not a bad spot to be in.
That is true. There's nowhere to go but up. Nowhere to go but up.
I don't know if you can Ward. This shit is down. I want to go home.
Next game, Colts Chiefs. We were both hoping for the Colts to put the final nail in the Chiefs' coffin for the season. It didn't happen. There was an 11-point lead that the Colts had in the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter. They had an 11-point lead, and they let the Chiefs come back to tie the game and then get the 3 points in overtime because I've been singing Daniel Jones' praises all year long, and in this game he turned into an absolute pumpkin. 19 of 31, 181 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks. You know what the problem was? Is that this kind of leads into your biggest issue with this Colts team. Jonathan Taylor, 16 carries, 58 yards. The Chiefs made it very clear that we are not going to...
Stat padding ass nigga!
They made it very
Stat
clear.
padding motherfucker!
I knew this was going to be the reaction. They made it very...
I fucking told you! This nigga's stat padding! Get the fuck out of here, best running back in the NFL. You are a stat padder.
I knew this was going to be the reaction.
Fucking stat. Oh my fucking God, I love being right.
The Chiefs said no running the football on
Uh-huh.
Sunday,
Yeah.
and that happened. And when that became the case, Daniel Jones could not pick up the slack and keep the offense rolling.
Fucker. Oh my fucking God, I'm right. I knew I was fucking right. You had Jonathan Taylor ranked in like the top 5 running backs. You were fucking wrong.
I still contend
You take out his 6 big games, 2 against the Titans. This nigga's averaging 58 yards. This nigga's averaging at least like 70 on like 15 carries. Real quick, he's averaging 70 on 15 carries with no touchdowns. Because all of them came from 6 games.
I still contend he's a top 5 back, but I was getting to a point where I was calling him the number 1 back in the NFL. He's not that.
He's not a top 5 fucking back. You know what top 5 backs do?
what
They
did
get
he
100 yards a game.
We'll agree to disagree on that.
Oh, is he CMC? No, 'cause CMC doesn't
No.
fucking stat pad. That nigga has no actual touchdowns against actual contenders. He has no touchdowns against contenders.
Yeah, it's
Literally
not great. Not great.
has 7 of them bitches on the Titans. He had 3 on the Colts, 3 on the Dolphins, and 3 on the Cardinals. My bad. He had 3 on the fucking Raiders. 3 on the Titans. 4 on the Titans.
I think another 3 against the 2 or 3 against the Falcons in the overseas game.
He had 2. And then like 1 touchdown here, but like no yards. 1 touchdown here, but no yards. 1 touchdown here. Yards, but on 28 carries. So this nigga really only has 3 fucking touchdowns.
Look, man, I again, this has kind of led itself into your argument on the whole thing. And here's the thing: even with all those struggles, they still were up 11 at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and they let the lead slip away.
Fucking headache now.
Mahomes didn't even play great. 29 of 46 for 352, 0 touchdowns and a pick. They threw the football a lot. They ran the football with Kareem Hunt pretty effectively. 30 carries, 104 yards. He only averaged 3.5 yards a carry, but he did get a touchdown. Rashee Rice, 8 receptions, 141 yards.
Why does Kareem Hunt keep finding his way back to Kansas City?
Because it just works, man. I think he just fits. I think he's a culture fit, and they know what he is. He loves it there. It's a whole thing. But like the Chiefs, like the Colts let it slip away. They had an 11-point lead, and they let it slip. And like I said, Daniel Jones is a pumpkin. When he doesn't have a run game, it has not been what.
Pumpkin in that bitch. Oh no, a defense!
I knew it.
They're sapping my power! Like, this nigga's ass.
That was a more insane. That was even better than I thought. Even though I knew it was going to be insane when you reacted to that.
Dude, this goes to show I don't look at NFL games since the Bengals aren't playing, because goddamn, I would have called you.
I know.
Fuck Jonathan Taylor. I've been saying this nigga's not that good for 3 fucking years, and you've been on his knob. Get out of my face. This motherfucker is a volume back, and I'm going to go off on the shittiest defense in the NFL, but if they are even slightly above 500, I'm going to go amiss.
Yeah, he's not the only one.
Fucking
Next game, Ravens-Jets. Ravens beat the Jets 23-10. This game was not pretty. Derrick Henry was the only really bright spot for them this game. He didn't even have a great game. He had 21 carries for 64 yards and 2 touchdowns. Old Lamar Jackson didn't do anything once again. 13 of 23, 153 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 picks. Lamar did insinuate after this game that he is still dealing with an injury that keeps him from really running the football the way that we think.
Motherfucker's always dealing with an injury.
Zay Flowers didn't do
Only when
shit.
it's bad, though.
That's true.
Is when he wants to talk about it.
Yeah, you're not wrong on that. Tyrod Taylor was the starting quarterback for the Jets in this game. 17 of 28, 222 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Breece Hall came and he had 44 yards rushing off 16 carries, but he also was leading receiver with 4 catches, 75 yards. And they're dealing with like a weird set of receivers. John Mechie, the former third.
I know who that is.
Yeah, but he was like the third guy on the Houston, and they traded him to the Jets. A.D. Mitchell was with the Colts earlier this year. He messed up on that big play that lost him a game.
Rid of his ass. I knew they were going to.
He had 2 catches for 42 yards. He had 7 targets, only had 2 catches. Did not look great in that game. So it's like the Jets, they suck. That's awful. But it's even worse at the Ravens. It was so difficult. Yeah, they couldn't put the game away whatsoever.
Why was this game so hard for you?
I don't know. The Ravens' offense is bad, which is why I think when we get to your game, I think the Ravens could lose this game to the Bengals tomorrow. I'm just saying. Next game, Browns-Raiders.
With Joe Shiesty on the field, anything's possible.
Browns-Raiders, man. We said the Browns are going to win. This is going to be the first game with Shedeur Sanders being their quarterback.
Shedeur.
And this might be the worst case scenario because Shedeur, 11 of 20, 209 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. And he had the one big play where he scrambled on the outside, threw the football down the field to Isaiah Bond for the touchdown pass. Was it Bond or?
It was Bond. I thought it was Peoples.
I forget who the touchdown was to. Quinshon Judkins got involved. They did like the Wildcat formation for him to get a couple touchdowns in this game. He had 47 yards rushing off 16 carries.
2 touchdowns.
He had 2.
Real quick, Kevin Stefanski's fucking losing his job. Because if they go out there again and he plays well, this nigga's fired. The city of Cleveland's going to find where he lives and burn his shit down. We had to watch Dylan Gabriel for how fucking long? Dylan Gabriel's not a starting quarterback. Dylan Gabriel's a fringe backup.
Yeah.
I can totally believe that in 2 years, I'm going to see him in the UFL. My bad, the XFL is what it's called. I'm going to see him in the XFL.
No, it's UFL now. Yeah, it is
What,
UFL.
they changed
You're right.
it again?
No, it started as XFL. XFL and there was 2 different leagues. They came together to make
USFL
the
is what it was.
Yeah, XFL, USFL, and they came together to make the UFL, United Football League.
Real quick, I do watch those games during the summer.
It's football.
There's space fillers.
Yeah, for sure.
I see players.
Totally agree.
Max Duggan, he was one. He actually won the MVP. And I'm like, he's gonna make a career out of this.
Maybe.
He's making like $120,000 a year.
Yeah.
And fuck it, playing football.
But Shedeur, like I said, I think he did just enough to make Browns fans feel like there's a hope for the future. But he wasn't great in this game.
No,
he wasn't.
But again.
But he had the big highlight play that gives players hope, gives fans hope.
It was the first time in 16 years where a Browns quarterback has won their first start ever.
Yeah, they were like, they had a losing record for
it was 16
first starts in these games. Yeah, for sure.
And he was able to make some good plays. So it just gives hope in a way that Dylan Gabriel was not making good plays. He was making dink and dunk down the field.
True.
Throwing an interception in the red zone. So there was times, and I understand being a Browns fan, we all can agree he was not a 6th round pick.
No, he was a 5th round pick. He should not have been drafted in the 5th round.
5th round was too low. I was thinking maybe mid-second.
I was more like a 3rd or 4th.
I was thinking like at
I understood I was more negative on him than
at
most.
worst, he was a mid-second round pick.
Yeah.
Because he was the next most talented guy. He's not as good as Cam Ward. Cam Ward has shown I'm a starting quarterback.
I don't even think it's about talent. I think about the fact that he can run an offense. So if there's nothing else, he can run an offense and get you down the field.
And I think with a Browns defense like that, all you need is consistent.
And you could be competitive.
Yes. So again, he's probably finishing out the year.
But here's the problem. Did you see him after the game where he was doing the interview? And he ended it with, "That's just what I was off of 1 week of practice. Imagine I'm going to be with more." And I'm sitting here like, dude, you don't have to say it. You don't have to go that far. I'm just sitting there like,
everyone already feels and believes that.
Right. You don't have to put it out there.
You can sit back and just soak in it.
Yeah. And
again, his personality turns me off.
It does.
But if I'm a Browns fan,
oh, I don't give a fuck. I just want to sit here and have some hope that I can.
We're good.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
So again, if I'm a Browns fan, I don't give two fucks. This defense may not totally go to waste.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Myles Garrett being truly elite may not go to waste. This is the 1 year where he's not stat padding.
No, he's killing it right now. I have to give him
He
that.
is definitely getting that record.
For most sacks in a season?
Yes.
How many is he at?
I think he's only like 5 or 6 off.
He's at 18 right now.
What's the record? 22?
That's more than that, ain't it?
I don't think it is.
What is the sack record in the NFL?
It's 22 to tie.
I think it's like 22 and a half.
He's breaking that.
With 6 games left?
And the last game being the Bengals, this nigga's breaking it. And Joe, I'm be honest with you, he may break it by a couple.
He might, no, for sure. Even though some of his games where he has feasted on some bad teams too.
Yeah, that's what he does.
He's been that his whole career, for sure.
He had, I think, 4 against the Bengals. Yeah, that's what this nigga does. I'm not lying. But again, his stat padding has not been as bad.
He's hard.
had to get sacks over all of these games.
And he's been,
have as many.
And he gets a lot of
QB pressure.
No, not just he gets a lot of people on him like trying to block him. He gets double teams and all of that.
So again, he is a stat powder in his normal years. In this year, he has not been that as bad. He is that, but he hasn't been as bad. He's still getting some sacks throughout all of his games.
They sacked Geno Smith 10 times in this game total.
That doesn't count. Wait, but he only did twice.
He had 3. He had 3 sacks in this game. Geno, 30 of 44, 285, 1 touchdown, 0 picks. Genty has been certifiable ass this year.
Okay, is that Genty's fault? Is that O-line fucking dog?
Maybe not. But do you know they fired Chip Kelly already as their offense coordinator? He's now without a job. And I'm sitting here like,
you want to come to the Bengals? I'll take fucking Chip Kelly.
No. What he should do is like, hey, have you sold your house in Columbus yet? You've only been gone for about 6, 7, 8 months. Like, just come on back. We'll get you another ring. You can be our run game coordinator, and if something happens with Brian Hartline, you can jump back in.
Coach Joe Burrow. Fuck all that. I'll take Chip Kelly right fucking now. You're lying to me if Chip Kelly's not better than Zach Taylor.
Oh, making an offense? I can say that for sure.
You don't have to make an offense. Just scheme guys open.
He can do that.
That's all you got to do.
He can do that.
You don't have to call the dude.
And he specializes in the run game too. Get Joe Burrow a run game.
That'd be fucking amazing. That's what I'm saying. You're not hearing me. You're not hearing me. Chip Kelly better not be without a job long, because he was certifiable ass with the Raiders, so he's cheap.
I don't think he was the issue with the Raiders. I don't think
he wasn't.
The Raiders were ass.
But we can pay
and
him like it was his fault.
Geno was ass.
I know, but we can pay him like it was his fault.
So he can be cheap.
We can pay him like it was his fault for 3 years. Give him like 10 a year.
10. He was only
how much are coaches paid?
He was getting high money as a coordinator. He's getting paid $2 million a year.
What the fuck is college football? What the fuck is college football? What the fuck is college football? They're talking about getting this nigga like $75 million from Ole Miss.
Yeah, no, they're going to give Lane. I think LSU was offering Lane like $13 million a year.
Plus a shit ton of NIL.
Oh yeah, coaches in college football get paid more than NFL
what the
coaches.
fuck is college football? What the fuck is this?
Lots of money, bro.
God, $2 million.
As a 4 coordinator, yeah.
Joe Burrow could pay him for it.
Drop in the bucket for old Burrow.
$500 million in our fucking offense. Yeah. I promise you, Chip Kelly could work with that.
Yeah, probably.
Hey, here's a quarterback that you're probably familiar with a little bit.
Some good wide receivers.
Know who this is.
Yeah.
Some of the better 2 wide receivers in the NFL.
Bad offensive line probably is a little bit of a turnoff, though.
Yeah. You can supplement that with a decent run game. O-line's not as bad because no linebackers are blitzing us now.
True. Yeah, I agree.
Push them off by having a decent run game. I'm just saying, I would fucking suck somebody's dick right now, Chip Kelly. God, the things I would have done for Mike Vrabel.
Oh.
But we were too good.
Yeah. Or at least you thought you were too good.
Man, Joe Burrow was too good. But now, hey, we got to sit back. Zach Taylor's shit. No Joe Burrow, and this team goes
downhill very fast.
Because he can't call fucking plays.
Yeah.
You saw it. He called that fuck-ass play.
Oh, yeah. Zach Taylor sucks.
Flacco made a bad read, but everybody else was covered. He went to the guy that should be safe.
Zach Taylor is not good at his job, and he's never been good at his job.
I think it was last year where you thought I was being overreacting about the screens. Until we ran I think it was 4 of them bitches in a row, and you texted me and you went, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Why are we running a screen to Jamar Chase?
Yeah.
Everyone knows we're doing that. Stop doing that.
On 4th down, it's like you need 10 yards, and you're running a screen to the one guy everybody knows is getting the ball. Yeah.
Dude, that is a great play of, you just have Yeshua Goliath.
Yeah, for sure.
He's not the focus, and he's probably going to get a linebacker who's not as fast as him. I would kill for Chip Kelly right now.
Next game, Jags-Cardinals. Jags won the game 27-24. This game was very close. Trevor Lawrence did just enough to win this football game. He had
Super Bowl with Chip Kelly on our fucking team.
Trevor Lawrence had 3 touchdowns and 3 picks in this game. He was not good.
Why the fuck did he come to the NFL to make jack shit?
Well, he was making, but no, as a coordinator in college football, that's around the same. He was getting $2 million a year as a coordinator was actually very high in the NFL.
Okay, cool. Yeah. You went to the Raiders.
Yeah.
You were coaching at Ohio State.
He just he doesn't like the college football schedule.
What?
Like college football, you recruit all year round.
Oh, it's busy.
There's no off season.
Busy buddy.
Yeah, there is no off season. In the NFL, like if you're not in season, it's an off season.
You get about 3 months.
You get 3 months of off season, right?
Up until right.
You get to show up to the office, but you don't have to do any traveling or anything like that. College football, it is a fucking grind. You have to be all in. And he wasn't necessarily all in on that. So he's like, hey, I have a chance to go get paid real good money in the NFL to go do this job. And he gets fired not even a full season in. Jaguars won the game 27-24 to the Cardinals. It is on that. Eagles-Cowboys. This game was crazy. Eagles in the first half, like they were going to be blowing the Cowboys out. And in the second half, the Eagles become one of the worst offenses I've ever seen. They can't do anything. They can't throw the football, can't run the football. In the first half, they got old boy A.J. Brown the ball a bunch. He got 110 yards and a touchdown. I think most of that was in the first half. Second half, this offense turns to an absolute pumpkin, and they let the Cowboys come back and win this game 24-21. Dak, 23 of 36, 354, 2 touchdowns and a pick. George Pickens, 9 catches, 146 and a touchdown. CeeDee Lamb, 4 for 75, but he had a few drops that definitely hurt his stat line. But it's just the Eagles defense didn't really show up defensive line to get after Dak Prescott in this game. They only sacked him 1 time, but I do think the Cowboys are really getting the ball out quick to try to keep Dak upright, which is cool. But like the fact that the Eagles keep doing this, where they'll play one good half and then the second half their offense will be absolutely the worst you've ever seen, is a huge issue. And it's just I don't know what to do with the Eagles, man. And it's just everybody's gonna look at this and be like, oh, the Cowboys can be very scary at 5-5-1 on the season. But this is more about the Eagles fucking fumbling the bag once again, because they can't put just a full game of good offensive football together. I'm not saying great. I just say good offensive football from quarter 1 to quarter 4. They can't fucking do it. A.J. Brown's going to be happy in the first half, pissed in the second half. And it's just Jalen Hurts is going to look like he can throw the football everywhere, and then the second half can't throw a forward pass. I just don't know what's happening, and the fact that the Cowboys are able to get this win is just sucks because people are going to start slobbing on the Cowboys. Now I'm saying, oh, they have a chance to win a Super Bowl now, and I'm like, no, they don't.
I know I work with a Cowboys fan. I had to ride with them all day, fucking 9.5 hours. Listen to this motherfucker. I'm like, you guys are going to get fucking bounced first round. Stop talking to me.
And no, they have no chance. So I'm just like, the fact you just gave Cowboys fans hope is just like even worse on the whole idea of the Eagles losing that game.
I've never met a rational Cowboys fan.
Yeah, you're not wrong on that. Falcons, Saints, next game. Falcons won the game 24-10. Kirk Cousins came out and played good enough to win that game. He did what he had to do. I think he threw 2 touchdown passes in this game. Bijan played great. Had over 100 yards of total offense. Darnell Mooney can finally show up because, there is no Drake London to take up all the air in the room. He had a good game, and the Saints are just bad. Tyler Shuck didn't have a terrible game, though. 30 of 43 for 243. He had 0 touchdowns and a pick, but it's just the Saints are kind of bad.
Kinda.
Not kinda. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But I do think Tyler Shuck is actually playing better week by week, but it's just he's not a starting quarterback in the NFL.
Also, you can't wait that long for him to get better because if it takes him another 2-3 years to get better,
He'll be close to 30.
this nigga's 29. What are we doing? Are you willing to wait another 3 years? No, he had to be lights out this year.
That's the Saints need to hit the reset button on everything. And again, they started doing that by getting rid of some of the bigger contracts last year. And it's only going to get their salary cap's only get better and better throughout these years as they get the dead cap money off their books. But they need to really hit the reset button on the whole thing.
You're telling me they're still so in cap hell.
Sunday night, the Rams Buccaneers. The Rams thumped the Buccaneers 34-7. Old boy Baker Mayfield got a shoulder injury in the first half, couldn't play at all in the second half, but it didn't fucking matter because the Rams came out and said, hey, we're just going to throw the football over the yard and we're going to keep throwing touchdown passes. Puka Nacua, 7 catches, 97 yards. Devontae Adams, 5 catches, 62 and 2 touchdowns. Kobe Parkinson, their tight end, had a touchdown catch off 4 catches and 41 yards. Matthew Stafford, 25 of 35 for 273 and 3 touchdowns and 0 picks. They didn't run the football whatsoever. They only had like 70 yards total rushing between their 2 running backs because the Rams were like, hey, we're not going to run the football towards Vita Vea. We're just going to sit here and throw all over the field because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers can't stop us.
Baker is having a kid.
That is a weird thing to add in this whole situation.
I follow the Tampa Bay on TikTok. I follow all NFL teams.
Uh-huh.
Tampa Bay posts a lot. Baker's having a boy.
Oh, good for him.
They were going through on what to name him. They asked the players. Emeka was saying biblical names, and this motherfucker said one. And I was like, huh? The fuck is that? Emeka Ibuka, he did make good suggestions. Sorry.
But Baker, they're saying it's just a sprain. He may be able to come back and play sooner rather than later. But again, if he's injured, would you want him to come back? Wouldn't you just let him sit? Because think about it this way. The division that they play in sucks. The teams they have to worry about is the Falcons and the Saints and the Panthers.
You're making the playoffs.
So as long as you get Baker back within a couple games, Teddy Bridgewater. Well, he's fine. He's not going to
What's their next game? They're the next question.
Tampa's next game is Arizona.
That boy can see Arizona's hard out.
That is a hard out. It is for sure.
But there's no one on that defense I'd be scared of hitting Baker.
I'm just sitting there like the way Baker, because it's his left, it's his non-throwing shoulder, but you could tell as soon as he did any moving, it hurt like crazy.
Yeah.
I think they just need to let him rest and get him back whenever he is healthy enough to do the job without injuring himself more.
All the other teams suck so fucking bad.
It's just the Rams just kind of came out there and thumped you. You had no chance, and it is what it is. Like, you don't even need to feel bad about that game. The Rams might be the best team in the NFL right now. Like, they legitimately. The way Matthew Stafford's playing right now is on a different level. Like I said, he's the front runner for MVP. They're unstoppable, especially with Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. They're in their defense.
Puka Nacua got his heart broke at the start of the year by his girlfriend. She cheated on him. And they were going to have a kid. Kid was not his. Ever since then, this nigga's been on a fucking perk.
Well, he's always been off a perk, though.
Yes, but the heartbreak is killing him.
Yeah, not true. Yeah, for sure.
Sorry.
Monday night game last night, Niners, Panthers. Niners won the game 20-9. Brock Purdy had another 3 interception half. Don't do that on a podcast.
My God. I was like pushing on time and it crunched.
If Brock Purdy didn't throw those 3 picks, they would have won this game by
Yeah,
even
3.
more. But he kept throwing picks, man. He keeps doing it. Like, he has multi-pick halves all the time in his NFL career. And like I've been telling you, not Stefanski,
to work and
is Shanahan. For
Kyle
Shanahan,
Shanahan's office is follow what I'm saying, and it works.
I heard somebody say this, is that Brock Purdy feels like he has an arm that he doesn't have. He feels like he has arm arrogance that he doesn't deserve because he can't throw the football. He's like, I can fit it in that spot, and he tries it, and it's always a pick because he always is like, he doesn't know, he can't rocket the football like he thinks he can. So I'm like, he's trying to fit these footballs in these tight spots, and they always picked off. And all they need him to do is just follow the instructions of their offense coordinator, and they'll win games. Heck, he didn't, and they still won the game against it was against Carolina. And Bryce Young was shit in this game too. 18 of 29, 169 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 picks.
On him. He's so up and down.
Yeah, it's all over the place, man. And Chris McCaffrey is the only reason they won this game. 24 carries, 89 yards, and a touchdown. And I think he had another 7 catches for 53 yards. George Kittle, 6 catches, 78 yards. Juwan Jennings had a touchdown catch. But it's just the Niners, they're 8-4. I think Shanahan. He might get coach of the year because he's coaching this team up way higher than they ever should be. There's no reason they should be 8-4. Their defense is awful. And they just keep winning football games, man. As long as Christian McCaffrey and George Kittle's out there, they're going to win a lot of games. But Brock Purdy is going to keep them from winning anything significant because he just goes out there and he just makes terrible decisions all the fucking time. And that's going to be their Achilles heel. And they paid him already, and that's what makes it even worse.
That boy's about to be rich for life.
It might get to a point where they might sit him because, like, hey, I can get better at Mac Jones, so he needs to listen to me.
He'll listen to me.
And he'll throw the football where I tell him to and not throw picks. I don't know. It's again, I've been way against Brock Purdy this whole time. So it just proves me more and more right in the situation. You've been more of a Brock Purdy apologist between us. But it's just a game like that, definitely not what you need, especially if it was the Panthers. If you don't throw those picks, you blow them out and you're sitting your guys in the fourth quarter. But this game was close. You needed a Christian McCaffrey touchdown there in the third to kind of put the game away and be ahead by enough because of how bad the Panthers offense was. All right. But that's all the games from recap of games from last week. Before we get to making our picks for these games, can you name me the top 5? What you think the top 5 teams in the NFL are right now?
5?
If you can't come up with 5, that's fine.
5 is crazy.
I'll just give you mine. I think the Rams are the best team in the NFL. I think I'd put Seattle right behind them.
Okay, I can vibe with that.
Because their defense is very good. Their
offense is consistent.
JSN, they just have
consistent.
they have
Their
dudes
offense is
everywhere.
consistent. That's the best part.
Long Sam Darnold doesn't have the crazy Sam Darnold games.
Starts
Like,
getting
they're
ghost.
unstoppable. And then I would go from there. I don't want to kick the Eagles because, like, the Eagles have fucked me over way too much for me to feel any confident. Yeah, the Lions feel shaky at times for me too. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Again, that's just the next one that they're good.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. And then from there has to be some team in the AFC I can feel any confidence in, huh? What? Like, I don't think I can feel with the Colts anymore with how the Colts have been playing.
And I can't with the Bills either.
Patriots.
Oh, there it is. That's a good one. Patriots
at 4. And then at 5, you could have a cycling of Superman version of Josh Allen maybe that can get you there, or maybe the Chiefs are there because nobody else can put them away, or like maybe 4 is the only way we can go because I can't believe in the Eagles. And there's not another team in the NFC I really believe in at all. NFC South, NFC North, NFC West.
The Bengals.
No.
Stop playing.
But they might make the playoffs anyway because Joe Burrow's back. And that'll be the fucking end of me. If you guys have a season you have and you guys get into the playoffs over us, again, that'll probably be better for me because we'd have a future because we have a great pick. But, you know.
Real quick, I won't watch this game, but I don't know if I can force myself not to watch the Bills game.
Yeah, because you hate Josh Allen so much, you won't be able to help yourself.
But Josh Allen, that nigga's not that good, and it's showing.
All right, that was the only thing I had on that. I just wanted to see because this is like the Ram. I think it's the Rams and the Seahawks are easily the best two teams, and I think there's a fucking gap. I think there's a big gap between the second and then the third, whoever you want to pick.
I agree.
And it's just, I don't know. If Matthew Stafford keeps playing like this, they're going to win another Super Bowl, and he's for sure going to be a Hall of Famer at that point. He wins another one, it's over. He's definitely going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, but Eli's a Hall of Famer. Eli's not as good as Matthew Stafford.
But Eli has done more. Technically. With his 2 Super Bowls. He has a lot more Pro Bowls.
Dude, I don't think that fucking matters.
He has more All-Pros. Matthew Stafford doesn't have one All-Pros.
The entire NFL.
Yeah.
He played a lot with Peyton Manning.
Huh?
Matthew Stafford played a pretty decent part of his career with Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
That's one All-Pro. How many All-Pro teams did they make? 2 or 3?
Who?
The NFL.
I
Is
think
it like NBA?
it's one All-Pro team, but I think you have multiple. I'm not sure if they do 1 or 2 quarterbacks for the All-Pro.
It's probably 2.
No, because they had because they gave Josh Allen the MVP, but then gave Lamar the All-Pro.
So there's fucking one All-Pro, and this nigga had to play almost his entire career with Aaron Rodgers and Peyton Manning.
That is true.
I let it slide.
And Tom Brady.
I'll let it slide. I'll let it slide real quick. Fuck, Tom Brady's an AFC quarterback. God damn, this nigga doesn't have enough Pro Bowls. You said it, and I was like, oh shit, Tom Brady's another one. I'm like, that nigga's been in the fucking AFC his whole life.
Yeah.
Never left the AFC.
He did when he went to Tampa Bay the last couple
Tampa
of years.
Bay's an NFC team, my bad.
Uh-huh.
But again, I cannot find a good excuse for why he don't have more Pro Bowls. Every good quarterback from his generation, besides Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson, were in the AFC.
Mm-hmm.
So, dude, why does Tony Romo have more All-Pros and have more Pro Bowls than you?
Right.
You're far better than Tony Romo.
Yeah. Just saying. I'm not saying it's like the death nail, but I'm saying like why? Like in all they let 6 dudes in the Pro Bowl. They do 3 quarterbacks for each conference every year for the Pro Bowl, and that's not including the guys that opt out and then they add another dude. So even if you get
Carr was one for a very long time, where he was a dog.
but he was in the AFC.
For the Raiders in the AFC?
Yeah.
Damn. I can't find a good excuse.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm really trying.
But yeah, it's just it's not the death nail. But if he wins in the Super Bowl, he's definitely a Pro Bowl, definitely a Hall of Famer, no questions asked. All right, let's get to these games. We've already gone 2 hours and almost 2.5 hours now. So let's go ahead and try to get these picks done here in the next 10, 15 minutes so we can get out of here, have an under 3 hour podcast, and get out of here and enjoy the rest of our week.
Game 1.
Green Bay at Detroit.
Detroit.
You're taking Detroit. I don't believe in Green Bay enough.
I don't either. That's why I'm picking Detroit.
Oh boy, Jordan Love. Is it Jordan Love? Yeah, it's Jordan Love. Not.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Not been playing all that well, so I don't believe in them. They don't have Josh Jacobs, so Detroit it is. Next game, you got Kansas City at Dallas.
Dallas.
You're taking Dallas? Really?
Dallas.
I'm taking Kansas City.
Good on you, bud. Oh, yeah, bud. Put me in the other game up. Go ahead.
I just, this is a game where Dallas has all the confidence in the world, and they come out against Kansas City and get beat up on at home on Thanksgiving.
That's very Dallas-like.
That's a Dallas script right there. Next game, this is all Thursday, by the way. The night game tomorrow night, you got Cincinnati at Baltimore. Joe Shiesty is back. Joe Shiesty's back. Yeah, but that doesn't mean shit to you, Jace. Come on, that's your Christ. That's your Allah.
I know.
That's your football Jesus.
Can't stop the run. And that nigga Derrick Henry likes to run. I'm picking the Ravens. Defense is fucking horrendous still.
Yeah, he's not even on the injury report, bro. He's not. He's playing.
That's crazy. I don't like that. I'm picking the.
He's playing. He's not even on the injury report. You're not gonna have Trey Hendrickson. He's gonna be gone. You're not gonna have. That is true, but I'm gonna take. I'm.
That defense is bad.
That Baltimore defense is bad too.
Bengals defense is worse.
And he'll have Jamar Chase. He'll have T. Higgins. Same old thing. And the way Lamar is playing, can I they're just gonna hand it to Derrick Henry? He's gonna power them in the day.
Yes. They did it twice last year.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I'll take Baltimore.
I'm taking.
Go ahead, say it.
I can't.
You gotta say it. You gotta say it. Bet against Joe Shiesty.
I can't.
Do it.
But I can't bet on the Bengals defense to get a stop. I can't. I cannot. I can't. Can we go to the next game? We'll come back to this one.
Oh, you're gonna rethink about it?
I'm gonna sit here.
Okay. Next game. San Fran at Cleveland. I'm taking San Fran. Are you really gonna take Cleveland?
No.
I'm taking San Fran because I just think that, I think San Fran's a better football team. I know the Cleveland defense is awesome. I just think that San Fran is going to be able to hold down Myles Garrett to where he's not going to get multiple sacks in this game. What?
Should do. Sorry.
You're gonna...
No. I just like saying that. I'm taking San Fran.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they don't do shit against Myles Garrett. That nigga gets 48 sacks against them. And Brock Purdy throws 14 interceptions, and CMC runs for 148 yards.
Yeah, I just think that they're gonna get at least Brock Purdy in tune for one game to kind of pull him back, and I just think they're gonna do just enough to win the football game.
I could also foresee he gets benched this game because that Browns defense is mollywopping.
Oh, they will. If you throw a duck, they will get it, and so
they're going to get it. The fucking they call him the Warden. God damn, Denzel Ward's so fucking good.
Very good.
There's very few people in this NFL that week in, week out, I want to say he's probably a top 3 DB week in, week out.
No, he's awesome, man. He is.
There's very few DBs that I'm like, Jamar Chase is getting shut the fuck down today. And Joe Burrow's going to throw that ball up. He's going to throw it to Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is going to have 5-6 targets. That ball's never hitting his hands. It might hit his hands once.
Yeah.
But again, Denzel Ward is that guy.
Yeah, I just think San Fran's going to run the football, control the game a lot more, and I just don't think they're going to let Shador go out there and make any big plays at all. Even with their defense not playing all that well, I just think they play very disciplined. They tackle.
Yeah.
They're not going to let big plays happen. Next game, Jacksonville going to Tennessee. I'm taking Jacksonville.
Why?
Huh?
Why the fuck is this even a game? Taking Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, it is what it is. Tennessee's, one of the worst teams in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And it is what it is. Houston going to Indianapolis. I'm taking Houston.
I'm also taking Houston. That defense is elite.
I think C.J. Stroud is back. He missed 3 games with a concussion. Let me check real quick. But there's one thing that has been proven over the last 3 games. If that offensive line has made a real big step up, and if they can keep that going, he is questionable. But they do see him coming back for this game. So, and even if they have their backup come out and play, I do think they can win this football game. That defense is insane. And I don't think they're going to let your favorite running back get the rushing yards he needs to get. I just think that defense is all world. And no matter which quarterback plays, I think they're going to win the game.
I agree.
Next game, New Orleans going to Miami. Ugh. This game is gross.
Shit show. I'm taking Miami.
Oh,
I'm taking Miami.
Me as well. That is awful.
I couldn't imagine being a New Orleans fan or a Miami fan.
Yeah, no doubt. That has to be torture.
Your future is bleak.
At least New Orleans, they had the Drew Brees years. They have at least a Super Bowl. And with Drew Brees, they were every year contenders. So at least they have that. Miami doesn't have shit to do, to hold their hat on.
Dan Marino. There you go.
And what was that, in the 80s or 90s? Something like that? I think that was 80s, right?
Dan Marino may have played in the middle 70s.
No, Marino's definitely 80s.
I wouldn't doubt if he was drafted like 75.
Hold on, let me make sure. Dan Marino playing years. 83 to 99. There we go. 80s and 90s. But yeah, Miami doesn't even have that. So, but at least New Orleans has a little bit of something to hold their hat on. Miami does not have such, but
Recently.
Yes, exactly. I'll take Miami to win that game, though. Next game, Atlanta going to the Jets.
Jesus Christ. I'll take the Atlanta.
Me too.
At least Big Kirko can keep a consistent game.
Yeah, I believe so as well. I just think the Jets are they're trying to lose football games as much as possible. Next game, Arizona going to Tampa Bay. Who knows if Baker Mayfield's going to play in this game?
That's my question. Arizona's a hard out, and I think if the backup's in, I'm going to go Arizona.
If there's any chance that he can play, he's going to want to play. But I think the team should tell him to take a seat. Even with their backup, I think. Oh man, Arizona is a hard out though, and Tampa Bay's defense is not all that great. I'm going to take Arizona. Why not? Final decision?
I already said I was taking Arizona.
Arizona, okay. Next game, LA Rams going to Carolina. Oh my God. That's a freaking bloodbath waiting to happen.
They benched their starters before the end of the second half.
Oh,
before
no.
the end of the first quarter. The first half. Before the end of the first half, they're benching starters.
These are professionals. It'll take till halftime, but it'll be an absolute bloodbath. Next game, Minnesota going to Seattle.
Seattle dog walks them. Seattle's going to fucking destroy them.
Minnesota's defense always makes it tough, but it's just that offense, J.J. McCarthy is so awful. Even with Seattle, I think really 17 points wins this football game because of how bad Minnesota has been offensively. And Seattle can do that. Even if they struggle, as long as they don't have a bunch of picks out of Sam Darnold, they are going to win most of their football games. And I don't see anybody stopping JSN, and they're going to throw the football to him 20 times. And he's going to have around 10 catches, 150 yards, maybe a score or two. I take Seattle to win that game. Buffalo at Pittsburgh. I'm taking Buffalo.
I don't know.
I'm fucking done.
During the year, it's the game that Buffalo loses.
I don't care how good or bad. I just think.
Give me Schittsburg.
Okay, good for you, sir. I'm not falling for that trap. I think Josh Allen's going to dick us down. He's going to have 4 total touchdowns, a couple rushing, couple passing, and we won't be able to stop him. It is what it is. Next game, we're going to have the Raiders going to the Chargers.
Chargers, a team that fizzled out quickly.
Yep. But they're fizzle out, they're so much better than the Raiders.
I agree. I'm taking Chargers.
Chargers it is. Next game, we got Denver going to Washington.
Denver.
Denver it is. Even they're actually saying that Jalen Daniels is closer to returning than not. Again, watching his elbow dislocate the way it did, I am so surprised that he's able to come back on a football field this fast. Even close, they're saying he's practicing already.
It is his left elbow.
It was his left, but that looked ugly, dude. The only thing that could have made that worse was seeing bone come out of his skin, because everything else was there. It was totally, the whole arm was turned in on itself. It was so bad. But the fact that he's even close to playing is absolutely insane. Medical technology, man, it's insane. Last but not least, Monday night, New York Giants going to New England.
I'm taking the Patriots. Why the fuck would I take the Giants? Taking the Patriots.
Yeah, I do think even no matter which quarterback plays, I think the Giants really can make this game tough. But I think
the Patriots are the better team.
Patriots are the better team. They're playing at home. Yeah. I just think all that playing in their favor. I think they get that. So we're back to it. We got to get your prediction before this is over. We can't end this podcast until it happens. We're back to Cincinnati, Baltimore, man. Are you gonna make a pick against Joe Shiesty?
I feel like I have to,
out of principle.
Out of That defense is shit, dude.
It is shit.
Derrick Henry's going to run all over the fucking yard.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing we can do to stop that.
If we were able to bet the spread, Baltimore -7, I think I'm going to bet the Bengals. I bet the Bengals plus the points because I think this is going to be a close game, and I think that Baltimore defense is not good at all. But
I can't. Joe Burrow ain't played in 8 fucking weeks. He's coming back a lot sooner than he probably should be.
yeah,
Give me the Bengals.
he can't fucking do it. He can't
I
do
can't.
it.
I can't.
Here's the problem: is that when I feel this way, I don't get to have the "that's my hero" thing that Jace has with his Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is his hero. Like that's the person he believes in.
There was a fucking sparkle in my eye just looking at him at the stadium. I was giddy. It is cold as shit. I don't like Pittsburgh. I'm giddy. I had Joe take a photo.
That's
I
his
was
boy.
so excited.
That's his boy. And Jace don't like photos. That's
I'm
not
a
his thing.
grown-ass man. I'm out here like I'm fucking 9 years old. I'm wearing another grown man's jersey.
Yeah,
I am giddy. I'm fucking all smiles.
that's your boy.
I got home, showed my girlfriend these photos. I don't do photos.
Hey,
Dude, I can't.
I miss when I could believe in my quarterback that way.
I want to so bad, but I have an undying faith and trust in Joe Burrow. In Joe we trust. Of no matter what fucking happens, I believe we can win the game as long as he's standing on that fucking gridiron.
You always have a chance.
But god damn is that defense bad.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
But you're right, Baltimore's been shit.
They have been, and if Lamar is not going to be able to run around like he needs to, again, I could totally see Derrick Henry running for 200 yards and just running it down your throat and winning that way. But it's just, I don't know, man. I'm going to bet the Bengals plus the points, but I could totally see them winning this game. I really can, and I just think it's almost like divine intervention for you to be like so against your team winning games, and now Joe Burrow's going to come back and he's going to start doing it, and you're going to have no choice but to jump on the train because it's Joe Shiesty. Even though you want to make your team better for the long term, and they're just going to start winning football games, and then maybe the Chiefs fall at some other point, and they feel like you're not going to have them in the playoffs, and then you're going to be all in because
That's not
no
good enough.
Chiefs in the playoffs, and then your Joe Burrow get in there like, hey, which quarterback is it going to be better than Joe Burrow in the playoffs if there's no Patrick Mahomes?
No quarterback better than Joe Burrow in the playoffs. There's no Patrick Mahomes.
If there's no Mahomes, who's going to beat us?
There's no better quarterback in the NFL. There's no Patrick Mahomes.
And then you're going to be back all in. You're going to have your heart ready to be ripped out again because you can't help yourself.
Real quick, let's say we go out there and beat the Ravens. Let's say we go out there and manhandle the Ravens.
Uh-huh.
We're up by 3 touchdowns at the end of the game.
Your defense ain't good enough to be up by 3 touchdowns.
True.
Be up by 3
Joe
touchdowns.
Burrow's good enough to be up by 3 touchdowns.
Not for long.
Not for long.
Not for long.
But again, you give him an inch, he's going to take the mile.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch the Bill games regardless of the Ravens game.
Yeah.
And then if we beat the Bills,
you're back on the train, my boy.
then what? Then what?
You're gonna be all in, and you're 3 weeks from now, you're gonna be uttering the word Super Bowl and meaning it, and then
I can't.
and then I'm gonna have to talk you off the ledge again.
Dude,
I'm gonna have to bring you back to the real
it
world.
It is an ecstasy when the Bengals and any week after 10 is some of the best football you can watch, no matter what year it is.
Yeah.
They're going to give you a light show. I have to rock with Joe Burrow.
You have to.
I have to.
And almost to a certain degree, you're hoping for the losses to come so you can stay grounded in your beliefs.
I have to hope they lose to the Ravens.
Because that'll knock you out altogether. That feels like it almost like knocks you out at any chance.
Dog walk the Bills. That's fine with me.
But you're going to hey, playoffs aren't an option. We're going to go ahead, get a pick, make our team better for the future, maybe hire a better head coach, and do it that way. But I just think
that's the other thing is winning only prolongs the inevitable of why is Zach Taylor still here?
Yep, I totally agree.
Oh, because we made it to the fucking divisional round?
That's all Joe Burrow's. That's all on Joe Burrow. That's
Joe Burrow
Zach
did all
Taylor has
that
nothing to
shit.
do with it.
I don't know how the ownership is not correlated with no Joe Burrow. Zach Taylor is awful.
Again, they just don't. Again, I don't even think it's that. I just think they just don't want to pay him to go away. That's what you're gonna have to do because he's still under contract.
Yeah, because your dumbass is extended.
Yeah, because they're just so cheap. They're never gonna want to just pay him to go away, and they're not gonna want to do that. And because they're gonna let him play it out, and they're just never gonna make that decision unless Joe Burrow walks into that office and says, "Get rid of him now." But I just think Joe Burrow's so indifferent because he's like, "Hey, as long as I'm on the field, that dude don't matter."
As long as I'm here, we can win.
Right.
And real quick, when we first got him, and he was like, "As long as I'm playing, the door is always open."
Yeah.
I didn't believe in
Famous
that.
quote when he said
I
that.
didn't believe in that until I started seeing it, and I was like, "Damn, this nigga was not lying."
And he makes, again, him coming back right now when there's like a sliver of a chance, and he's like, "Hey, there's still a chance I'm coming back, even if it's off an injury, even if like
That sliver
as
of
long as
hope
I can play, I'm gonna go out there and do it."
It is a hope that is sent to the city of Cincinnati that most people in the city of Cincinnati didn't want no more.
Right. Exactly. They almost resign themselves like, "Hey, we can go get a draft pick and he'll be ready for next year." And then he gives you a little spark. And if y'all start winning games, it'll only turn into a raging fire and then get too close to a raging inferno. And then not to admit, like I said, if Kansas City finds a way to slip up and then you won't see them in the playoffs, if the playoffs are an option,
It's not a sweet.
you're
Wouldn't see them in the
you're
playoffs.
gonna be hit cloud 9 really fast. And it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be insane to deal with you if they manage to come back out of the hellhole that they have dug themselves. Well, not dug themselves because Joe Burrow did get hurt, but like the hole that they were in with Joe Burrow being out, and then they able to dig themselves out, and maybe make the playoffs. I already find you sometimes intolerable when it comes to talking about the NFL because it's all about Joe Burrow. Nothing else really matters, but it'll only get worse if Joe Burrow pulls this off. It is what it is on that. But again, like I said, you were never going to pick against Joe Shiesty, man. If he's available, all hope is there, and you just can't help yourself. And you know what? I admire that in you. I admire the fact you had that opportunity. Again, I haven't felt that way since Ben left, so it is what it is. I'm a little jealous.
Like a piece of X. I know what it's gonna end up as. At the end of the day, I know what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
But I keep coming back.
Yeah, man. Just keep coming back. It is what it is. It'll be a fun weekend. I'm not gonna lie to you. Starting tomorrow, then we have a bunch of days of football coming up. Again, we won't have another podcast for later on this week because we're just doing it all in one. So we won't see you back until next Tuesday. So for anybody out there, have a great Thanksgiving, and enjoy time, family, friends, watching football. Have fun doing all that. We'll see you then, and let's just end the podcast here. So if you've been listening for a while, we appreciate you. Just now joining on, hopefully you like us and enjoy us enough to join us on this ride of talking about sports in the dumbest way possible. We're available on all platforms out there. Just look us up, JB Sports Podcast, and you will find us anywhere you listen to your podcasts. Also, share us, friends, family, enemies, anybody you feel like can enjoy the podcast we put out on a weekly basis. And then, as long as there's not a holiday, 2 times during the week during the football season. And then last but not least, follow us on Twitter and or X, whatever you'd like to call it, at JB Sports Pod is the podcast handle. At Javante Boozer is my handle, and at Jace Boozer1 is Jace's handle. And I'll hand it over to Jace so he can finish off the pod.
This has been the JB Sports Podcast. Thank you guys for listening today. Thank you for always listening. You guys have a nice day, a nice night, and a nice holiday. Goodbye, y'all.
Bye, y'all. See y'all next week.